Internet, hello and welcome to OKLCS Season 4, Week 3. I should change that title, but I'll do that in just a second. Week 3, Diamond Capped. We are here. I'm Alex HNA22, and you might remember him from Week 1. He casted with me just the one day, but Benjamin Beniona. Pronounce your last name for me.
Morales.
Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't want to mess it up.
I'm the top laner for Team Sky Zero, and I'll be here doing the color casting.
Yeah. So we have just 3 Diamond Cap games here for you tonight. We'll go ahead and without further ado jump into the first one, which will be Snek versus 50 Shades of Mosier. And let's get it underway.
So pretty excited to see this game because we do get to see Jack Loves Lamp finally not on Heimerdinger or Nasus, playing something a little bit more meta. He's playing Shen, so we'll see a Shen versus Darius match in the top lane.
Yeah, pretty rough matchup for Shen in general.
We're seeing Talia's, the Echoed Voice's signature Talia into Chris Can't Miss on Vel'Koz. And you mentioned to me earlier that actually Echoed Voice was playing Vel'Koz. Oh, right off the bat, we might see some action.
This is a level 1. They're gonna face check. Snek gets splayed back. There's the flash out. There's a good cosmic binding, and the Shadow Dash comes across. They disengage. Karamat wants to get that explosive shot charged up, but they're just gonna have to back away. Summoners burn. Bad Cop takes.
Oh, he's 1 HP.
Bad Cop had to burn his flash, almost went down. Gavi did burn exhaust, so it's a win for 50 Shades of Mosier after all said and done.
Really spicy action already. I'm kind of glad to see Emma Hudson not go for a flash or an auto since heal was not used from Karamat. It's one of those things where you have to restrain yourself in order to know that, you know, your flash for a heal is not worth it, especially as an ADC.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, already explosive action. Any wards level 1. So we see the Raptor ward already placed from
50 Shades.
Who placed that ward? Oh, probably the mid lane? Yeah, 50 Shades placed that ward down. So we'll see a little bit of information as far as jungle route's concerned from the Zac, who does have that really slow and painful clear where he does drop really low HP. Sejuani clears a tad bit faster than he does and does have a little bit better early ganks.
Yeah, you really have to kind of get some of those ranks in Elastic Slingshot before you can have the really effective ganks that Zac is known for.
So depending on when this ward expires, it will have full knowledge of PB Doughboy's route. Yep, there we do see that the ward does spot out PB Doughboy, so right now 50 Shades does know the route of Bard is in the river, looking, I guess, for some chimes.
Oh, they're just gonna move forward or put down some harass. Yeah, he plays him backwards. That will be Thunderlord's proc, and Jack, he had to take that Shadow Dash at level 1, so he's having a little bit of a rough time catching that CS. Not doing too bad though. Shadow Dash level 1 is kind of hurtful for Shen because you'd really rather have the Q for CSing and for trading power.
Twilight Assault helps you, it's the spammable shield,
Yeah,
and
he gets level 2, he plays onto Karamat, but there is the explosive shot. Oh, good death sentence lands. Emma Hudson putting down some auto attacks, but Gabby takes the lesser end of that trade.
Ooh, really nice usage of cut off trades very quickly. You know, you are gonna tank one auto attack, but you have that shield, and the orange shield will also help you sustain through the lane.
Okay, so what you were saying before we hit that level 1 is you were talking about how we were talking about Echoed Voice. He's been trying to play some of this Vel'Koz. Jack actually goes in for the Shadow Dash onto Slappy. He has hit level 3 compared to Slappy's level 2. Just hit the level 3 now. Gonna apprehend him backwards. Jack gonna pull the sword to him. Get some of that Grasp of the Undying Power off, but here's Crazy Clown. Flashes away out of the brush. Arctic Assault comes in, but oh, Jack doesn't want to do too much because now he's gonna get stunned up here because here comes PB Doughboy. There's the stun. Stretching Strikes lands. Oh, flash forward from Slappy, and he gets pulled back. PB Doughboy now trying to do what he can, but that is still a Darius you're trying to trade onto. He does have double buffs, but there's the apprehend, pulls him back. He's gonna lose his passive here for sure. The minions coming out. Echoed Voice is actually up here as well. The threaded volley is pushing away Slappy, but here's Chris Can't Miss, flashes for it. Jack Shadow Dashes his way out to safety, and so does PB Doughboy after the revive. Nobody goes down just yet.
Yeah, teleport was available from Jack right there to TP onto one of the Zac Bloblets to maybe deny the kill. Really lucky coming from TP Doughboy. They did not use the teleport, but the Bloblet lived at 1 HP, letting the kill not go through to Chris.
Both of the mid laners making the roam up there. Karamat taking a little bit of harass from Emma Hudson, but Emma Hudson low on mana. Here's Bad Cop just moving forward just to push them away. Gonna get those Meep autos off.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Sivir can use her spell shield to block Meep empowered auto attacks.
Yes, that's true.
But I'm not exactly sure how worth it is to use when you are low HP into an Ignite lane.
Oh, Cosmic Binding comes across just for some damage.
Because if your spell shield's down, it makes it a lot easier for the bard to land that stun onto the low range ADC like Sivir.
So Jack is getting a little bit bullied as we kind of expected him to. He's down about 9 CS. Karamat and Backup will be shoving in now onto Emma Hudson and Gabby.
Looking at each of the jungle's builds, Zach opting to go for a little bit more health. It does mathematically help him sustain a little bit better in the jungle. And Sejuani opting already for the Tracker's Knife so that she can find out, ward a little bit deeper for the Zach so that those more potent level 5 games from Zach don't start biting.
Yeah.
50 Shades.
Definitely makes sense. PB Doughboy opting for some combat power. Oh, Apprehend's gonna pull in Jack. Pulls the W to him, Shadow Dashes his way out. Are we gonna get one last Decimate off before he backs away? Yeah, you see the difference in emphasis for these junglers. PB Doughboy wanting that combat stats of the Ruby Crystal compared to the vision granted by Crazy Clown's Tracker's Knife. What did poke his head down in the bottom lane just for a little bit. They ping out PB Doughboy as well. And they're just gonna run into each other here in the river, but gonna see some action in the top lane.
Kind of a slow start from both teams as they both have that same jungle start. This favors, I would argue it favors the team with the Darius, which it does end up outscaling the Shen. However, that early aggression kind of throws off the way the whole tempo of the game's been going, because you're not going to be able to see, a teleport from the Darius when he has the dunk available to just completely wipe out, a team fight that you would expect, Darius and Shen both ulting and TPing to a fight, completely wiping out each side of the team. You're not going to get to see that. Instead, we see the Shen will have his ultimate available right now. And hopefully we see the Zac go make a play, because he does know that he has the Shen insurance.
He did lose his passive, but he does still have to stand united for a little bit more aggressive plays. Cosmic Binding misses, and that signals Gabby to move forward just a bit. Red buff of the enemy jungle being scouted out by Crazy Clown, and there's the steal. See PB Doughboy trying to make a play up in the top lane.
There's that mute block from
Emma Hudson
with the spell shield.
Yeah. Emma Hudson and Gabby pushing forward now onto Karamat and Bad Cop. Jack gets apprehended once again, but he will have the Shadow Dash just to get him out nice and safely. Now Chris can't miss, is going to be handed off the blue buff from Crazy Clown. Back up. Oh, good death sentence lands. He gets flayed backwards. Back up, flashes out. He gets the summoner heal out. Exhaust goes down onto Karamat. Tempered Fate catches both members of 50 Shades of Mosher. Karamat going to look for it. The Cosmic Binding misses. And that's going to be the end of that one.
Really disappointed to not see a Shen'el go down there, because with a combination of the Tempered Fate and the Shen'el, you can set up a really easy combo where you do land the Bartle onto both teammates into a double taunt from Shen. Because you just buy enough time with the Tempered Fate for the
Stand United
to come
channeling.
through. Yeah.
In the end, though, it will just be a trade of summoners. Emma Hudson burned both of his, Gabby burned the exhaust, compared to only the heal from Karamat and the flash from Bad Cop.
Yeah, so right there we saw Emma Hudson did trade his flash for the summoner heal, which, as I said earlier, isn't exactly the best way to end up using your flash.
Emma Hudson gonna be pushed back now.
Oh, that ward's just slightly too close to the tower. It's really common to see wards placed like that in mid lane to spot out, roaming mid laners like Twisted Fate, but that was just a little bit too close.
Look at the jungle, though. That's another buff taken away by Crazy Clown. Both buffs in this rotation were taken by Crazy Clown from the enemy jungle. Now Jack is going to be in a little bit of trouble, but Crazy Shadow Dash will get him out of there.
Yeah, so even though we do see Crazy Clown is down a little bit on CS numbers, the levels are relatively the same. And so it's just a lot more Krugs picked up from PB Doughboy than from Crazy Clown. There's not actually that much behind. a lot of the XP just being the large buffs that he picked up.
So he got both buffs from PB Doughboy's jungle, handed off the blue buff to Chris, and now he's picking up his second red buff from his own side.
Krugs to even up that CS discrepancy. All this time, Doughboy's looking for another game.
He might find it here onto Chris Can't Miss, but nope, backs away nicely. Doesn't quite have the range, and now he gets pinged out.
Yeah, so it's playing a little bit more slowed down time. Vel'Koz does offer enough wave clear.
Uh-oh, Shadow Dash was already used, so the Apprehend already comes in. Slappy gonna put down some damage onto Jack. There's 4 stacks, but here comes PB Doughboy, but Jack going super low. Slappy flashes for the Noxian Guillotine. First blood. He gets another one off on a PB Doughboy, who will have his passive back up surely here. Oh, Let's Bounce being used, and that's not where you want to go. But Slappy, oh, Glacial Prison comes out, and there's the Life Form Disintegration away just to pop the passive. Crazy Clown gonna tank this one up so that Chris Can't Miss can pick up another kill for 50 Shades of Motion.
This time Chris Can't Miss was able to pick up the Zac passive kill. Even though the Sejuani ult doesn't land, it does lay down that huge AoE, which will pop for more damage and gives that slow field for Chris Can't Miss's Life Form Disintegration rate to just completely shred through what remaining health Doughboy had there. He did use his ultimate kind of to trap Slappy there under tower, but Slappy got the read off and he just walked away, and for some reason Doughboy jumped towards Slappy anyway.
A little bit just too slow on the reaction time there from PB Doughboy. So 2 kills go off for 50 Shades of Mosher. Well played by Slappy, especially in that situation. Gabby gonna Death Sentence the minion, just brings it over to Emma Hudson.
So both jungles reset now, and here you see even though Zac is a little bit ahead on CS, Sejuani did finish up her Cinderhulk, 2 more wards available. She's gonna go spot out Zac, and so she has the more efficient build right now, and she's just gonna be hurting more on ganks, being slightly beefier.
Yeah, and PB Doughboy actually just hit the level 7, whereas Crazy Clown was level 7 during that whole shabacle up in the top lane. So even in terms of EXP, Crazy Clown ahead on all metrics for the jungle. Jack is actually going to get apprehended back in by Slappy. Throws up the Spirit's Refuge, but he did get all 5 stacks of that bleed off. PB Doughboy is being tracked very nicely by 50 Shades of Mosher at this point. And they're even going to use that ward to see Echoed Voice looking for a play in the bottom lane. Just going to have to walk himself back up to that mid lane.
So now that Slappy does have his teleport available, the 5-man bot lane composition from Snake might not come to fruition, where you can imagine, you know, Alia ulting in on the side, Zac jumping in, and then either one of them accompanied by a Shenel. You know, you can 5-man bot lane very, very easily with Landsnake's composition, but with Darius' TP up, and with him having this item advantage, soon he'll finish up his Black Cleaver. They're running out of time to make that efficient window for that play to happen.
But Jack doesn't have his Shadow Dash available just yet. Slappy already used the Apprehend. Jack's gonna be okay this time, but he's slowly starting to lose out on those. Very brief effective. A good Cosmic Binding, and here's PB Doughboy! Let's Bounce is gonna come across, pull them both in. Glacial Prison catches Karamat off the side. Gabby flashes out. Death Sentence lands, but Bad Cop is putting down a lot of damage. Temper Fate catches all 3 members of 50 Shades of Mosher. Cosmic Binding goes wide. Crazy Clown just zoning. Now Jack is getting dove under tower by Slappy. Uses the Spirit's Refuge. Slappy just gets the Decimate and the bleeding away onto Jack, so he can't go under tower lest he get tower aggro, but now he's here. Decimate's gonna come across. Just give him some healing as he walks himself back out to lane.
Yeah, smart of Slappy there to start fighting the Shen. You need to be able to not give Shen the space to use the Shen ultimate.
Stand United.
Stand United. I was gonna say stand beside me, but that one's good.
Yeah, stand behind me. Alright, but let's see Karamat. He's hammering away at this tower with rapid fire and explosive charge. Crazy Clown's here now. He's gonna come forward just to push out the minion wave, but Bad Cop is gonna be caught a little bit here because Chris can't miss off the side. Here comes Stand United. PB Doughboy got onto him. Bad Cop flashes out, but he gets cut down by Noxian Guillotine. Slappy looking for last one. Another Apprehend pulls him back in. They get Jack with the Death Sentence as PB Doughboy goes down, and Jack will bleed out to death. But Slappy takes so much damage. Life Form Disintegration Ray comes across. Echoed Voice picks up one with the help of Karamat. It's a 3-for-1 in favor of 50 Shades of Mosher. They were trying to get that tower in the bottom lane for first blood, but 50 Shades of Mosher respawned appropriately.
Yeah, so the Stand United coming down, but the Darius teleport also matching, and there we saw that Darius has a little bit more impact in that fight, where if you're not making enough plays bot lane with your 5-man team comp, you can just match it with another high-impact top laner with their teleport, with their ultimate available. You'd expect for Landsnake to want to go for another 5-man play as soon as their ultimates come back up, and Darius' teleport was not available.
Yeah, the Weaver's Wall wasn't even actually used in that situation. Ocean Drake, in addition to Tower First Blood, going down in favor of 50 Shades of Mosier. And yeah, like you were saying, there's just too much discrepancy between Slappy and Jack's effectiveness in these team fights right now. Black Cleaver's finished. The Morellonomicon was just finished for Echoed Voice compared to the one that was already done for Chris Can't Miss in that fight.
Yeah, so Landsnake, all they can really do now is pick up that tower.
Oh, Tempered Fate catches Emma Hudson, but Chris Can't Miss is here. Throws out the Tectonic Disruption. And that will disengage that one, except for the Death Sentence landing onto Bad Cop, gets played out. Too much damage coming across, but he will make it out with the help of the Magical Journey.
Really good plays right there from Gabby, getting that hook and that play over the wall to make sure to keep Bad Cop in place right there so that the skill shots can land from Chris Can't Miss and Emma Hudson. Hopefully Landsnake picks up this tower bot lane and then goes down mid, because the longer that you're not getting that bot lane turret or Lance from 50 Shades is more time for Gabby to run around and make plays and just snowball their advantage that they currently have. It does not feel good to be Jack into this Black Cleaver 100% kill participation Darius.
Oh gosh.
All kills and deaths have happened around Slappy this game, as he is the man of the scoreboard.
Yeah. And Sneck coming off of a loss from last week, they really want to pick up their momentum, whereas 50 Shades, they're currently a 2-0 team. Oh, he gets another apprehend onto Jack. The Shadow Dash will put some different distance between them, but Slappy just chasing him down now. Jack is starting to win out a little bit on these trades, but the heal comes out. Noxian Guillotine takes out a majority of his health bar. He's bleeding out. Will he die? Yes, he will. Jack bleeds out, and Slappy picks up another one.
Yep, it's not having the Ninja Tabi finish, it's not having a full item. Black Cleaver is extremely efficient against tanks that, you know, yes, they can get a little bit of armor, but that's the Darius just outscaling you. He can just walk up to you on your tower and dunk you, and you'll just end up dying / bleeding out.
Bad Cop did pick up a tower for Sneck in the bottom lane, but Slappy will get that one in the top lane as a result of his killing Jack.
Now we see a little bit of drop in the amount of plays that will probably be happening. The only available objective is the Rift Herald, and both mid laners have this really high wave clear mids that we're probably going to see either stalemate happen for the next few minutes or a very explosive fight followed by a Rift Herald used from
Yeah, Crazy Clown has already knocked that Herald down to about 50% HP. They have so much vision control in that area as well. Sneck have no idea that this is happening. They have no way of going in to check it except for Bad Cop popping the Scryer's Bloom just now. I spoke too soon. Crazy Clown, he's gotten it very low, but here comes Sneck's members. I guess it's just Bad Cop right now. They get the Rift Herald out. Bad Cop dodges with a Magical Journey. Nicely done. And he will follow, throws out the Dark Passage. There's the Cosmic Binding to land. Bad Cop is now in serious trouble because there's no tower there. Gabby flashes with the Dark Passage to pull in Chris Can't Miss. He's on a killing spree.
Really, really nice flash there from Gabby. He got 2 for the price of 1 as someone rode the Dark Passage in, and he flashed while they were riding in.
Yeah, that was really nice.
No Magical Journey available for Bad Cop since he used it previously to get the dogs down, but he lingered too long in the area.
Yeah, a little bit greedy there from the support of Sneck.
Crazy Clown did pick up the Herald, and they're probably going to be using it.
Oh, Death Sentence has landed onto Karamat, but that's a nice elastic slingshot. Weaver's Wall cuts off all members of 50 Shades. He pulls in 2. Lifeborn Disintegration Ray being used. Good Buster Shot will interrupt. Echoed Voice is doing what damage he can with a threaded volley. He's throwing it out. Gabby throws out the Death Sentence, but he's just gonna die for it. Elastic Slingshot finds him. Echoed Voice picks up the kill. Stand United comes on to PB Doughboy. He's gonna get deliver him in. Shadow Dash doesn't quite land. Tectonic Destruction will stop him. And it's just gonna be a 1-for-0 in favor of Sneck.
I didn't quite get to see where Jack used his flash earlier, but it did get used that fight. I was expecting a comp flash from Jack right there to connect onto Emma Hudson.
Not quite. That could have been a lot worse for 50 Shades of Mosier. The Death Sentence landed on the Karamat, but there's no damage to follow up. Too much CC available. And the Weaver's Wall into the Elastic Slingshot really just messed with their plans. Oh, Bad Cop has face check into Crazy Clown. There's the Arctic Assault. He's gonna get stunned up. Slappy's here as well. And Bad Cop caught once again.
Chris Camus picking up that kill, going 4-0-1 on the Vel'Koz, really making sure that he is going to be having those.
Oh, Slappy flashes to apprehending Echoed Voice. Glacial Prison comes across. Good Shadow Dash from Jack will keep them off of his mid laner, but Echoed Voice has no mana. Karamat looking for some damage, but Slappy is too foreboding.
Yeah, the Shadow's Refuge right there. You saw the interaction between Sejuani Darius, not able to stack up the Sejuani stun for against the Shen in the zone that he creates.
Yeah. Yeah, will block all those auto attacks. The Rift Herald being used as 5 members of 50 Shades push onto the last remaining outer tower. It's gonna be going down. Nothing that Snek can do to stop this one.
Echo Voice had to reset there after taking too much damage from the flash hook from Slappy. So
and that Ritual's still pretty healthy in Snek. There's nothing they can do to stop it. Death Sentence lands on Echoed Voice! There's the Life Force Disintegration Ray! Tempered Fate catches 3, but they played into both Echoed Voice and Jack. Crazy Clown picks up Echoed Voice as the first kill of the fight. Jack has already gone down. Bad Cop is gonna come in there. There's the Elastic Slingshot. Karamat rocket jumps out, and now Snek is completely segmented. Bad Cop gets another good Cosmic Binding, and they will kill off Emma Hudson. Slappy stacking the bleed. PP Dolboy doesn't go down to the Noxian Guillotine. The Rift Herald still knocking away as they kill off Chris Can't Miss with the help of the tower. Death Sentence lands again, and they play him back, but he rocket jumps out. Gabby's gonna go down to the auto attack from Karamat, and now Tower Aggro onto Slappy. Elastic Slingshot. It's almost the ace. Crazy Clown backed away, and Snek get a 2 for 4.
Really, really good timing there from Karamat to time the rocket jump in reaction to Gavi's slay, so that even though you get knocked back a little bit, there is that timing window where you can use the rocket jump kind of as the launch cast time for it to get away, so that Slappy was only able to get his Decimate onto Karamat, nothing else.
Yeah, I think it's like, until you actually start moving, like the animation where you're just sort of like hopping into the air, you're actually immune to displacement.
Yeah, kind of like Ezreal's Arcane Shift. There's a few moves that you can do that with, and Karamat showing that mastery on the champion of Tristana that we do see is very popular into these picks, such as Blitzcrank, such as Thresh. So, 50 Shades right there, doing what I said would happen earlier, where you use the Rift Herald to clear down those mid turrets against the Wasteland Mage.
Jack has found Gabby with the Shadow Dash, but there's no follow-up just yet.
Using the Herald against the Waveler Mage, trying to take as many turrets as you can, but biting off more that they can chew there, as Doughboy came in and turned the tide of battle.
Yeah, Doughboy actually now up a level over Crazy Clown. In spite of having died 2 more times than Crazy Clown has, I'm curious as to where that jungle HP is coming from. I guess probably just because 50 Shades has been grouping a lot more. Clown has been making a lot more plays, whereas PB Doughboy has had the time to farm up.
It's the highly debated catch-up EXP in the jungle. Everyone likes to point fingers at.
Yeah. Oh, Shadow Stand United onto PB Doughboy as he comes in. Shadow Dash pulls them all in, as will the Let's Bounce. Echoed Voice coming in with a threaded volley. Chris Can't Miss is already dead. Tempered Fate catches Crazy Clown on his way out. They've used on the hunt already, but Crazy Clown will be going down. 2 more kills for Landsnack as PB Doughboy comes in with the Elastic Slingshot, looking for Slappy. Stretching Strikes will slow him up, but there's no other target for him to auto onto, and that will just be the end of it. Oh, but Shadow Dash almost catches Emma Hudson. They flash forward for it. Jack is gonna get death sentenced in. He's gonna get focused on by members of 50 Shades. The Redemption not gonna be there in time. Slappy, Noxian Guillotines, the Cosmic Binding being used. Now they're kiting back. Now they're moving forward. So they get pulled in by the Unraveled Earth, but here we go. Elastic Slingshot comes in. Good play from Gabby. Will cancel that one out, but Emma Hudson taking so much damage. Rocket jump forward from Karamat. He's exhausted, but he has the damage. Double kill for Echoed Voice with a threaded volley. Death Sentence lands. Summoner Hill comes out, and Karamat will pay the price for his over-aggression.
But Gabby having that exhaust ready, having the hook, and having the play already for Karamat's over-aggression on the Tristana. Really well played there from everyone on Last Night to make that fight happen. However, I will say Jack once again used his flash to go for the taunt on Emma Hudson and then was not able to find it successfully.
Echoed Voice is doing a lot of damage with the continuous use of threaded volley in these fights. You can't really see a lot of the things that he's doing because he's off to the side, just throwing that out, but it's doing so much damage in favor of Snek.
Really exciting mid lane team fights that are happening in the game. Now we'll see the Dames transition around the Baron. We're seeing 50 Shades use their vision control, Gavi establishing it with the a red trinket around the Baron, as well as that one ward that wasn't spotted out by 50, still inside of the Baron pit. So even though it might be blacked out all surrounding it, you still get to see that they're in fact not on Baron and looking for a bait with their pick potential.
Yeah, now 50 Shades, they're grouping up around the enemy red side. Oh, PB Doughboy's gonna see him as they come in. Righteous Glory being used. He dodges away from the Arctic Soul and the Descent, but they play him out. Glacial Prison used. PB Doughboy gonna let's bounce, pull them into Echoed Voice. Karamat Rocket jumps over to try and help. They're just gonna disengage that one. PB Doughboy will make it out alive.
Glacial Prison was used there to cancel out PB Doughboy's Elastic Slingshot, even though there was also the Apprehend and the Tectonic Disruption coming out from Chris Can Miss and Flappy.
I think Flay was the thing that actually interrupted his
They all three came out at the same time. And then there was all that disruption that happened. You see the Glacial Prison
just fly by. Alright. But Jack is gonna be tasked with trying to take out the last outer tower. Taunt being used, but he's 2 levels down to Slappy, who's gonna apprehend him. Shadow Dash not available, and here comes other members of 50 Shades. Jack is in so much trouble. Gabby's here. Emma Hudson coming out the backside. Play backward. They're gonna throw the Death Sentence after the Shadow Dash, and the apprehend misses as well. Jack makes it out. Oh, but here's the flash forward from Slappy. He's gonna live. Redemption gonna be enough. Yes, Slappy can't get the kill. That Waver's Wall will disengage the rest of the 50 Shades. Slappy goes down. And Snek get 1 after they committed so many there. No, Magical Journey, not the one you wanted because the Death Sentence comes out. Temper Fate will be used. Bad Cop flashes out, but Emma Hudson's auto attack comes out. Lifeborn Disintegration Ray being used. PB Doughboy comes in, knocks them together. Here's the Stand United as Jack comes back in.
Really, really nice play there from Gabby, stopping the taunt from Jack, coming in after the Stand United. We do see Glacial Prison is available now on Crazy Clown.
Yeah, Slappy flashed forward to try and get Jack, but the redemption kept him from dying to the bleed. The Weaver's Wall stopped his team from saving for coming to back him up.
Slappy 1v4 there, but no ultimate available for the 1v4. He's just there sadly watching Jack walk away with slivers of health. So no flash down from Darius, flash down from Sivir, flash down from Vel'Koz. Might see a very explosive team fight as we see Jack and Gabby fight for wards near the Baron.
What a game. Alright, but at the end of the day, it is still a 2k gold lead in favor of 50 Shades of Mosher. They're 4 towers to 2, but they're starting to really lose out on these fights. Just so many, what you can only call unfortunate circumstances for them.
As far as what team outscales the other, I would argue slightly on the side of Landsnake, since Tristana and Talia, I would argue, offer a little bit more reliable DPS in a team fight
the
compared
sustained
to
damage.
Sivir and Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz does need to get his best case scenario Lifeform Disintegration Ray on top of either that Tectonic Disruption or the, what is this W called?
Void Rift.
It's Void Rift.
I think. I know it's something Rift, and I would only assume it's Void because he's a Void monster.
Yeah, he has to land that, you know, in a hallway type fight, kind of like you'd expect. The Flay to be able to set up, maybe the Apprehend as well.
Yeah, having all the people like caught in a nice little, you know, maybe something like a box or something. Or, you know, all of them being slowed up by the Glacial Prison would also be a very effective setup for Chris Campus to unload as much damage as he can.
So 50 Shades really has to pick their fights in the right situation so that the Sivir and the Vel'Koz can get all the damage on that fight.
Goes down. Oh, Bad Cop gets Death Sentence in, but there's a lot of members of Snek there, and they don't want to overcommit for that. Gargoyle's Stone Play and the Righteous Glory finished off for Crazy Clown. He's gone for the yeah, he's gone for some of those, you know, quote-unquote budget tank items, the ones that are cheaper, which is why you see him having 2 completed items compared to only the one in makings of another one on the side of PB Dope.
Yeah. I would argue that, you know, PB Dope Boys build will be slightly more efficient because you are fighting into that crit ADC, whereas Crazy Clown is also fighting into crit ADC but will not have that rando once completed. I personally don't like Righteous Glory all that much on Sejuani because you already have such great initiation tools that it's not like Maokai where you're too range limited, or it's not like Cho'Gath where you're, again, range limited and it's very inconsistent. You either land that Glacial Prison and you can go on a fight, or you have your Flash, which is for your Arctic Assault in order to start fights off. I really don't like Sejuani just slowly running up to you with the Righteous Glory.
Well, it's actually surprisingly fast how he, like, surprising how fast you get with the Righteous Glory.
I would have rather seen either a Randuin's or a Warmark so that he's always capped off on health since they don't really have any healing on Crazy Clown on 50 Shades of team.
Oh wait, Bad Cop stole that Rift Scuttler.
Oh my gosh, Bad Cop. Using the
Cosmic
Binding.
Oh, Slappy, not quite gonna get caught by the Elastic Slingshot, just gonna Dark Passage way out. Oh, Glacial Prison used. There's the On the Hunt. Emma Hudson comes in, the Redemption being channeled. Life Born Disintegration Ray goes out. Karamat is doing a lot of damage to back. PB Doughboy pulls Slappy away. New beautiful Tempered Fate from Bad Cop. He catches 3. Jack and Echo Boys are ripping through 50 Shades. Slappy flashes his way over. Bad Cop is gonna chase. Slappy gets ignited. He's gonna use the Cosmic Binding, and they're gonna take him out. Karamat comes in for some more damage. 3 members dead as they lose their support, but Snek is coming out ahead really nicely. Crazy Clown gonna get pulled the Dark Passage out from Gabby, and there's the Weaver's Wall being used to close the gap. Echo Voice doing what damage he can, but it's not enough.
Really good Dark Passage and play there from Gabby, where even though he gets that max range Dark Passage, he did cancel out that little Lamp's taunt. And so now we see Land Snake going for the Baron.
Yeah. They do have to be aware that Crazy Clown is available with the Smite. He is at about half HP, or a third HP, but so is PB Doughboy. He's going down very low. They're not taking it super fast, but there's no vision for 50 Shades of Motion. Jack is gonna Shadow Dash in to try and tank up the Baron for them. Gabby looking for his legendary Death Sentence. Baron steal from Season 2. Crazy Clown is there, the Dark Passage ready to keep him out. Jack is just gonna come out there. Nice Shadow Dash comes out. The Smite goes down. It's Snek who secures the Baron. Echo Voice gets the kill over the side, and there's this Unraveled Earth being used to do damage to Gabby, but it's not gonna be enough. They will just get away with the 1 kill and the Baron. Snek coming out ahead.
Yeah, no vision tools available there for 50 Shades other than the Dark Passage, and as we saw, it was thrown down, but they were doing it painfully slow. So all you can do is go for the suicide steal for Crazy Clown.
Yeah, and after all of that, it's finally the gold lead in favor of Snek, even though they're still 2 towers down. A tower hasn't gone down in what, like 10 minutes or so?
It's been just fighting around this Baron buff and fighting around the mid lane that we've seen. Right there you got to see a little bit more of an open team fight for Team Land Snake where they will prevail, on top of that really nice combination of the Tempered Fate with Talia combo.
Good play from Gabby to interrupt that Elastic.
Gabby's really consistent with those plays interrupting. The Shen Taunt and the Elastic Slingshot really shows why Thresh is very highly valued for 50 Shades.
The Snek, they, for whatever reason, they have Bad Cop split pushing in the top lane, but Slappy's gonna find him. Glacial Prison doesn't catch anyone. PB Doughboy is gonna have his Elastic Slingshot interrupted by the Arctic Assault, but Karamat is ripping through Crazy Clown. There's the Life Born Disintegration Rave. Gabby throws down the box. Slappy comes in. Apprehend goes wide as he gets Buster Shotted out, but there's a Death Sentence on Echoed Voice. He's gonna get played in by Gabby. Life Born or a Tempered Fate catches 3 again. Bad Cop with these Lord Ultimates is insane. Jack is gonna kill off Slappy for his first kill of the game. There's Emma Hudson trying to kite back. Crazy Clown doing what he can. Stand United on the back. PB Doughboy as the Weaver's Wall comes in. There's the Shadow Dash in and catches Crazy Clown. Echo Voice goes godlike. And Snek, they all get out alive.
Over the wall, we see Echo Voice land her W onto Triss can't miss, but once again, there you see the much more faster moving Land Snake able to just take over these.
Yeah, and Emma Hudson might have stayed too long. Like, there's the spell shield being used. Emma Hudson doesn't have a target to life or a shooter onto, but it will be the inhib going down for Snek. They've evened up towers. They've gotten a 5k gold lead, and now they have the mid lane pressure.
Fantastic team fighting there from Team Land Snake, and hopefully we'll see what are the methods that 50 Shades can use to get back into the game. All I can think of is getting a key Glacial Prison onto the backline, or maybe Land Snake choosing to take a really bad fight in a position that they don't want to. Again, just getting shredded by that best case scenario, Vel'Koz, Sivir combination, maybe a bunch of dunks coming in from Slappy.
Oh, Gabby looking for the distance over the side. Left on the Disintegration Ray just used to clear out the minion wave. It looks like Righteous Glory and the Glacial Prison, but Jack takes it for the team. Tempered Fate catches Crazy Clown. Slappy misses the Apprehend. Karamat is a little bit caught. Karamat, no good block by Jack to onto the Death Sentence, and now Crazy Clown is getting peeled away by Karamat. There he goes in with the Arctic Assault, but he just came over all of the Unraveled Earth. Karamat rocket jumps forward. He's on a kill spree. Good Apprehend, but Slappy will give his life for it. Emma Hudson too far forward. Double kill for Echoed Voice. And it's more kills for Snek. They get 3 for 0.
So this does look. Oh, there's the redemption. So
Just to top off Snack.
Next tower. So we're seeing this game going really south, really fast for 50 Shades. I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be one more fight, and that's gonna be game.
Yeah, the second in hit going down.
We might see a fresh out of fountain fight come out, but other than that, Chris is gonna have his ultimate available in 10 to 15
Chris
seconds.
can't miss though, is caught off, out of position. PB Doughboy gets the slow. He's gonna Randuin's Omen, but that forces the flash away from Chris can't miss as Snack focused on the Nexus Tower. So there's the Weaver's Wall. It catches Gabby outside. He plays backwards, but it doesn't matter. Snack finished the Nexus and finished the game. 8 towers to 4 at the end of it. And Snack will put themselves up 2-1, put down 50 Shades of Mosher in their first loss of Season 4.
Really good comeback there from Team Landsnake, that even though we did see Slappy come out strong against the Shen from Jack Loves Lamp, they're able to pull it all together and with their superior team fighting, just take down 50 Shades.
Yeah, and I mean, Slappy was ahead the entire game. He even at the end of it, he's 63 CS up over Jack, but in the end, their team fighting was just immaculate. Those tempered fates from Bad Cop were just absolutely beautiful.
Even though he's split pushing, maybe that meant that Chris Canmus's team wasn't thinking about where the Bard would be coming from, and it's oh my gosh, the split push Bard. Here comes the tempered fate, completely swinging the tide of battle.
And then of course, like we were saying, just sort of an unsung hero because you can't really see how much damage he's putting out, but 10, 1, and 8 at the end of the game. Echoed Voice on Talia. We saw a lot of people say this is one of his best champions, and he's definitely making a case for it in this game. But that will be it for the first game of the night. We'll throw up the standby as well as the MVP poll, so stay tuned and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Internet, hello and welcome back to OKLCS Season 4, Week 3, Diamond Cap. We just saw Sneck take the victory in a nice team-fought battle against 50 Shades of Mosier. And according to you guys, Bad Cup was the MVP. I wouldn't argue that at all.
Yeah, Bad Cup coming up huge with his Bartles, even though he was split pushing a little bit at the card. Maybe that was, because he can cross the map really fast with that magical journey and then come up really big with those 3 to 4 man tempered fates.
Yeah, it was really, really very well played. But anyway, the second game of the night will be underway. It is Sid in the Slots versus We Stack Boots. We'll go ahead and get into that one without further ado. And that's where we are now. So it is going to be Sid in the Slots on blue side up against We Stack Boots on the red side.
We do see Mechanical Reaper on Malphite once again. I think he played that last week, as well as KU Mr. Kinky on Kane. We saw that last week in Dramtor. We've seen his Echo. These are very standard picks from Team We Stack Boots. Clutch on Renekton. Last week I believe he was on Jace. Seismic picking up the Sejuani, which we've seen so often in OKLCS. Shaq Daddy now on Kassadin, not the Xerath that we're used to seeing him on. And we see that Sivir Tristana bot lane, as well as 2 shield-based supports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John and Lulu, always really fun champions to watch.
A lot of farming coming out of the bot lane. Both ADCs understanding that nothing's going to happen. They both just start Doran's shield for a very pacifist early game. The action, I guess, this game we'll be seeing it coming out from however much Dramtor is able to push his lead onto Shaq Daddy, and however much Clutch is able to push, his naturally winning lane as Renekton onto Mechanical Reaper. As far as, who we expect to see action from is, yes, again in the mid lane, but we want to see something happen bot lane with the teleports from Mechanical Reaper and hopefully some roams down from Dramtor. This all requires Shaq Daddy's teleport to be down early, and hopefully Clutch to not have too much of a lead onto Mechanical Reaper, such that he's able to have a little bit more of a presence, where yes, if you get a good Malphite ultimate, even so, Malphite's impact might be less than that of a Renekton if he, has the Dominus available, if he has Flash.
So Shaq Daddy does have the ward to spot out Mr. Kinky's Raptor start.
Not too much he can do with Kassadin though. Yeah, it's not like he can steal too much CS.
Yeah, Mr. Kinky did successfully get all the little Raptors in the Dramtor. We'll get a nice little trade onto Shaq Daddy as they both run back to lane.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, I see you, but I can't do anything about it." So we're gonna see We Stack Boots. All their lanes are gonna be able to shove early, except top lane, where we're gonna see Clutch, on that Renekton, able to push his advantage a little bit early.
Okay. Excuse me.
Hey, Mr. Kinky on the Kane has a very much faster clear than Sejuani. We see Sejuani just now finish up to her Raptors, moving on to transitioning onto the blue side. Hey, Mr. Kinky already on Wolves. And some early action.
Some rocket jumps in. This game will take about half of his HP for that one.
That's the 4-stack Janna Shield empowered explosive charge from Tien Sama. Really, really nice trade, making sure to use that level 2 power spike to their advantage. So, as I said earlier, Kane has that faster clear, is already completing his blue buff. Seismic just now finishing that blue buff, having to use the smite as well. So both jungles relatively the same spot of the map, mirrored obviously, but Mr. Kinky having a little bit more of an advantage in terms of he's cleared more camps.
Level 3 was hit by Clutch before Mechanical Reaper was able to. Even if he had hit that level 3, not a whole lot that Malphite can do compared to the Renekton's level 3 trade. Yeah, we see Mechanical Reaper getting punished really hard for that.
Yeah, walking up and tainting those Ruthless Predators and then Empowered Pull the Meats. You're not supposed to trade against the Renekton when his Rage Bar is filled up, at least half, so they don't have to eat Empowered abilities to both allow Renekton to heal more and allow for his abilities to hit you harder. So now we see Clutch does get the push out and is going to place some wards inside of We Stack Boots' red side jungle. He sees the red buff, which they kind of already had that information based on the fact that Kane did start on his red side. But now we see him playing a little bit more aggressively onto the Kassadin in order to bully Shaq Daddy out. In the slot.
He's putting down a lot of damage with the auto attack reset and his boomerang blade.
Really good trades coming out. Still has his potion for advantage, and Shaq Daddy had to burn through all of his corrupt input. However, Shaq Daddy is farming up quite well. He does have a 6 CS advantage, as Clutch and Mechanical Reaper quite even on that top lane.
And for the most part, this sort of devolves into farm lanes across the board. A Dramtor slowly falling behind in terms of CS, even despite his traditional lane dominance in by champion matchup at least.
Yeah, Shaq Daddy farming up really, really well. Hopefully we'll see him hit that power spike and, you know, kind of be available for those level 6 fights that I was saying. You know, Malphite's only way to get back into the matchup where, I guess, if he is farming well, we'll see Clutch pick up this farm. He will naturally slightly fall behind the Renekton, but with those level 6 TP plays from Mechanical Reaper, maybe.
Gonna get some damage onto Shaq Daddy. Not gonna be enough just yet. It will burn the Summoner Flash away from Shaq Daddy, so look for the repeat game from KU Mr. Kinky into the mid lane.
So just looking at both junglers and how they're farming, honestly going quite well for Seismic, and we're gonna expect to see Sejuani scale a little bit better than Mr. Kinky. However, most of the action that Mr. Kinky has been doing will be giving him that red form, which does heal quite nicely off of both Renekton. Oh,
Summoner heal burned by Biscuit. I don't think that was intentional.
That Master 6 being flashed. Slight misclick coming in from
Probably
Biscuit.
not what he meant to do.
So as I was saying, red form Kane being really nice actually, as Renekton's ult does give him a bunch of health. He's able to sap off with his ultimate, the Umbral Trespass, and the Seismic. He's also just building Pure Taint, building that Cinderhold item, and hopefully we'll see Mr. Kinky, you know, evolve into red form. Frost.
Oh, Dramtor flashes forward, he gets the Tectonic Disruption, or Tectonic. I'm thinking of Vel'Koz right now. Parallel Convergence stun onto Shaq Daddy, but he doesn't have the damage to kill him off. And now Shaq Daddy with the level 6 Rift Walk, he's gonna be a lot harder to kill now.
So in the top lane we do see Bramblefest into Tiamat. It does slightly mitigate the healing of Renekton, but since it's only that 1 second, what you can do as Renekton is just kind of wait out the heal debuff and then use your Q anyway, so it's not like you're a lifesteal based champion, kind of like Trundle, kind of like Fiora, where the Bramble Vest doesn't affect you as much as other top lane boosters.
Yeah, the Renekton definitely has ways to play around Bramble Vest. It doesn't really gimp his champion as much as it does something like Fiora.
Yeah.
So Biscuit and Oblivious will take the recall, which means the bottom lane of WeStack Blue is going to try and shove the wave in.
So that was a cannon wave, so the slots falling are going to be able to pick up most of that farm coming off
Clutch
of
and Seismic steal away the red buff. It actually goes on to Clutch, so that means the Mechanical Reaper is going to have quite a rough time for a while here in this top lane.
A little bit bonus health regen when you're out of combat with champions, as well as that slow, which is so nice when you're running the whole long lane this top lane. Lets you weave in more autos as your Renekton, which is great, and then it lets you have that extended fight that's just going to force out, if Mechanical Reaper has to ult defensively in this matchup, that's a huge win for iClutch, as that's, you know, 1 to 2 minutes that, you know, the rest of Sid in the slots don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and there's the red buff being used that just puts down some burn damage on the Mechanical Reaper. You're seeing across the board slow CS leads being acquired for all the members of Sid in the slots over their counterparts on WeStack Boots.
It's, you know, as to be expected for the Renekton lane, but it's not to be expected for the Castle to be winning so handedly in the Captain vs. Echo matchup. Or even though he is landing that Time Winder, he's missing a lot of farm as they just naturally die to the continuing wave, not able to get that much.
Dramtor is gonna get caught here. Uses the Chrono Break, but he's gonna get stunned up by Clutch with the Ruthless Predator. First blood goes over to Shaq Daddy.
He has his ultimate available.
Yeah, he
uses
flashed for Shaq Daddy. This one's
the
of course. Really getting no Glacial Prison comes out. He gets the magic damage shield from the Q. He Rift Walks out. Mechanical Reaper gonna come in. Mr. Kinky looking for the kill onto Shaq Daddy, but he's not gonna get it. And that was really bad for WeStack Boots.
Oh my, teleport committed, flash committed. all from Mechanical Reaper, only to get inches away from Shack Daddy's health. Alpha is primarily magic damage, so that shield coming in, and passive from Cassidy, keeping him alive. And there we got to see the really nice interaction between Renekton and Sejuani, where if Renekton does use the Ruthless Predator, it does count for more stacks for Sejuani's stun to stack up. So Sejuani able to really excel in those skirmishes with your top laner.
Yeah, and now Biscuit and Oblivious both made the roam up to the mid lane after just following that 3 for 0 in favor of Sid in the slots, which means that it's a very easy tower first blood for them.
So now we're going to see Cassidy in the bot lane. He is picking up all that farm, and now we'll transition more to a 1-3-1 type composition, denying Mechanical Reaper the ability to use his ultimate on the enemy bot lane.
Mechanical Reaper and a Drainator just trying to hard push into that mid lane because top lane is kind of a lost cause at this point.
iClutch hasn't gotten his reset off, but as soon as he does, how much gold is he sitting on? He's sitting on 2,400 gold. That's quite a lot as far as items are concerned. I know Black Cleaver is 3,000, so 600 more gold, and iClutch can completely take over the matchup, where even though Mechanical Reaper is building up those armor items, I can just shred right through it.
Yeah. And that's a 33 CS lead in his favor now. Oh, and here's Mr. Kinky coming in on the Biscuit. There's the explosive charge as the Wild Throw comes across. Knockup is not available because he's not Ross just yet. Mr. Kinky gonna take a lot of damage as Biscuit turns it around with the auto attack reset. Biscuit and Oblivious play that fight really nicely. Don't panic, don't burn any summoners, just use the Wild Growth to interrupt Mr. Kinky and turn back around with too much damage for him to continue chasing.
Yeah, when you have a Janna lane, it's kind of difficult for Kayn to make any gank successful if their laners don't provide the CC. So you see them just slowly walk away, you know, remain calm, we're not gonna die, and we're gonna be able to heal up with the Warlords, with any potions that they have. It'll be okay. We are seeing... that might be a redemption rush from Lulu. Not sure what the extra rejuvenation for.
I would assume that Oblivious is still gonna go for the Ardent Sensor Rush. He just happened to have enough gold for
picked it up.
The rejuvenation beat. I mean, it's one of the cheapest items in the game.
Yeah, it does build into the redemption. Picking up. So Renekton actually opting out for the Ninja Tabi. That will slow down his Black Cleaver, which means his Snowball will be a little bit slower, but it does give him a little bit more insurance against the Kayn, which is the only way he realistically dies is through a gank.
He's not gonna get the parallel conversion stun on the Clutch, but he pops the Dominus. Here's Mechanical Reaper off to the other side. Clutch down to about half HP, but he used this to call the meat to get some health back. Mr. Kinky's here as well. He flashes his way over the side. A Drainator comes over the wall, but there's too many members of Sid in the slots there for him to continue chasing.
So highly aggressive play there from Clutch, punished correctly by Adranthor and by Mechanical Reaper. They are protecting Mr. Kinky's farm there, and he does have to flash away. That's going to be one less flash stun onto an AD carry or onto Echo to deny him the ultimate.
Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately for Restack Boost, they're falling behind. Like, the leads are growing for Sid in the slots. It's now, what, 46 CS lead for Clutch over Mechanical Reaper. Mr. Kinky just now hitting his level 8, whereas Seismic has had it for quite a while now.
And then Cassidy now finished up that Rod of Ages, stacking up, and we will see Cassidy become more and more of a threat against this Echo, where the magic damage shield and the hyper mobility from Cassidy will be enough to match Echo in the side lane and potentially kill him.
Yeah, and of course Cassidy, one of the better scaling pseudo-assassin types, which he kind of shares with Echo. Both of them are pseudo-assassins, but Cassidy probably one of the better scaling ones.
Yeah, where it just matters as soon as you hit that level 16 and you have that nearly 1 to 2 second cooldown on your Rift block, and you can just jump all over the teamfight. It doesn't matter if you have the Janna ult to disengage your teamfight, if you just jump back in almost instantly. Kind of complementing the strong early game but falling off from iClutch. Shack Daddy's going to be a bit more of a force to be following up Seismic in teamfights. Really nice draft.
The one thing about Sid in the Slots composition is their lack of wave gear, which only really hurts them if they fall behind, whereas they've not. They're actually 3k gold up with a scaling mid laner who's already ahead of his opposite number.
Opposite is true for these stack boots, where if they get ahead, it's actually really easy for Kayn to continue snowballing, but as soon as Kayn falls behind, he's almost completely useless, where he's not able to take those fights, he's not able to stack up that Rost passive, and he's just going to be, awkwardly, still not providing knockups, not providing life drain in these fights that are going to be happening in 15-18 minutes.
Yeah.
Essence Reaper is completed for Biscuit, so he will be providing the more consistent pick there for their team. Gensama's still building that Infinity Edge that hasn't completed either Infinity Edge or his Daddy.
I mean, both of these bottom lanes have been pretty stagnant across the board. No 0-0-0, all 4 members.
The only action from my clutch, where he's been in high clutch and stacked at all the kills so far.
Yeah, because all the kills that have happened so far were that 3 for 0 in the mid lane. We Stack Boots committed so much trying to kill Shack Daddy, but they weren't able to close out that last bit of damage.
So, the longer this game stretches out, the less the 50 CS lead will matter for iClutch. So hopefully he can make that play happen. That all the summoner spells have reset, except for iClutch's very aggressive flash that he did for the Raptor cap. So maybe if We Stack Boots does go for a TP play with aggressive.
Somehow Rocket jumps forward. It prompts the on the hunt from Biscuit, but that's a lot of explosive charge damage.
Completely out of mana right now, Biscuit. We see Alpha come mid lane.
Here we go. A Dramtor gonna throw out the parallel convergence. He stuns up Biscuit. There's the Wild Growth coming in, but the teleport being used by Clutch rather to come and stop the potential dive.
I think Seismic is right now on the Herald. He's farming it up as both teams kind of commit to the bottom side of the map with Mechanical Reaper coming to the mid lane, and with the Dramtor and Mr. Kiki hovering that river area. Clutch also TPing to make sure that nothing happens, but Seismic taking this opportunity to get the Herald and potentially, either burn down the rest of the outer top lane tower, burn down mid lane after a good fight that happened. Of course,
Oh, Rocket Jump 4 from Tien. Once again, the teleport coming in from Shack Daddy for sure this time. Again, it's gonna be finished off. The Howling Gale comes across, does a Dramtor looking for the parallel convergence, but he doesn't have the stun onto anybody.
So now both teleports have been used as We Stack Boots menacingly over the Tri-Brush is able to prepare to die Biscuit and Oblivious, but nothing happens once again as we see teleport used defensively saying, oh, we bring 3, we'll bring 2 in a teleport. Oh, we bring 4, we'll bring 3 in a teleport. And there we go, that slow and painful
I think they want you to move just a bit closer to the mic. Okay. Oh, Tien Sama, he rocket jumps forward. Again, the exhaust this time is the summoner of choice to be used. Biscuit gonna get knocked up by the Howling Gale as We Stack Boots. They back away once again.
Hopefully this is a little bit better as far as volume's concerned.
Yeah, I'll try and... I want to move it closer to you without obstructing
it's all good.
Oh, Mr. Kinky looking over the wall at Shack Daddy, but with Rift Walk available, there's no way they're going to be able to lock down the casting.
Yeah, 18 minutes in, still no Rost from Mr. Kiki. Kind of a really boring farmed out game for Kayn. This is not the kind of game that you want to have. This is gonna end up biting them, where the lead from Renekton is now 70 CS. Mid lane both farmed out pretty well. It's only a slight 20 CS lead for Shack Daddy. Not that big of a deal 20 minutes into the game. Both teleports have been used. Hopefully, Team We Stack Boots is able to find something to do in order to, get a long and drawn out fight where Mr. Kinky is able to evolve, or else it's going to be Shack Daddy able to take over the game.
Yeah. Clutch and Seismic just gonna use the Rift Herald in front of Mechanical Reaper's base.
I would have ulted right there as Mechanical Reaper to deny that Rift Herald, because it's not like they can kill you with Mr. Kinky right there, but you did just lose a tower as you witnessed Seismic just summon the Rift Herald.
Yeah, and then a Dramtor comes up to the top lane after all said and done. There's no reason for him to be there.
So another tower going for the side of Sid in the slots as we just slowly, painfully watch We Stack Boots just get out-farmed and slowly out-turreted and out-dragoned as well.
There's not a whole lot they can do, even in this bottom lane. Oh, here comes Shack Daddy. They come across. There's the Monsoon to push them all away. There's a good Spell Shield Rift Walk being used. After the flash, they get onto T and Summon, but the exhaust goes down. Wild Growth comes up to knock them into the air. They will back themselves away. Mechanical Reaper and Clutch were trading up in there. They used most of their abilities and traded down about evenly, but both Unstoppable Force and Dominus are still available.
So yeah, right there we get to see Shack Daddy. Did not really make too many plays when he was level 6 against Tiansama and Agent A2, both of which do have knockaways to get really good disengages off to keep Tristana safe. But right there is just a fraction of what's to come as Shack Daddy's going to get more and more levels and get that Rift Walk on a lower and lower cooldown.
Mechanical Reaper did teleport down there, Infernal Drake secured. There's a good Unstoppable Force on the 2. Oblivious will go down, Seismic now being chased down by multiple members, and they will Blast Cone over the side.
Kane still has not transformed 20 minutes into the game. Teleport used by Mechanical Reaper top lane.
By a Dramtor up into the top lane.
Oh, it's a Dramtor.
Yeah, because
Sorry,
Mechanical Reaper teleported
yeah.
to the bottom lane to help with that one. Restack Boots, they will secure this mid lane outer for themselves. Mr. King take a lot of damage, and Biscuit throws out the Boomerang Blade. Not going to be enough to kill off anyone.
So there we go, a good bounce back from WeStack Boots, able to secure that Infernal Dragon for their team, and able to get some damage, I guess, for Mr. Kiki. We'll find out next episode when he will evolve.
Yeah, he's still quite a ways to go before he can finally get that Rost evolution.
Who knows, what, worst case scenario, he ends up still... Maybe the only damage he's been getting is onto the Sivir and not onto the Lulu. What if he gets Shadow Assassin like 20-something minutes into the game?
And then
like,
he has to wait
gee,
4 more
I really
minutes.
wish I had Rost right now.
Yeah.
So at least they were able to get that mid lane turret, you know, balance out the turrets a little bit. WeStack Boots is farming up decently on the Tristana. That kind of being their huge point in team fights is that Tristana with Malphite with a good amount of disengage for the backline. WeStack Boots, but will that be enough to stop the Shack Daddy casting and rift walking constantly? And is Mr. T gonna be able to pull his own weight if he's not able to get the transform? Because Kane does have very strong early game base stats, does have really high damage, like level 9-ish, but you know, past that he really falls off if he's not able to get the percentage health damage from Rost, or if he's able to get the bonus backline threat damage from
Mechanical Reaper and Clutch, just having the wet noodle fight the top lane sort of devolves into as the game goes on.
So, Clutch is going to be building that Titanic Hydra. When you build Titanic Hydra on Renekton, you do lose a lot of the threat that you should have on Attain compared to Ravenous Hydra, which allows you to just kind of, your health is my health. Since Mechanical Reaper did build Bramblevest, it's a better option for Clutch since he's not going to have such an efficient time lifestealing off of Mechanical Reaper side lane. However, it does mean Mechanical Reaper will be able to win trades using his passive Graphite Shield and using Sunfire Case damage.
This can take a lot of damage. The Rocket Jump comes in, Exhaust goes down, as well as the Wild Growth. Agent H uses the Monsoon to disengage, but he's taking a lot of damage. Biscuit throws out the Boomerang Blade. Here's the Drantor off the backside, but Shack Daddy's here as well. He goes in onto him. A Drantor looking for Oblivious. The Wild Growth not available. He flashes forward for it. A Drantor gets it with the Wild Growth out, or Chrono Break out as Mechanic Reaper gonna get caught by the Glacial Prison on Clutch and Seismic, and Mechanic Reaper definitely gonna be going down here. Used his unbreakable or unstoppable force, I think, to stop the teleport from Clutch, and goes down for it.
Yeah,
no teleport here. Drantor goes in with the Parallel Convergence, gets onto Biscuit, does a lot of damage. Shack Daddy comes forward. If Mr. Kinky gets the kill on new, Exhaust goes down onto Shack Daddy as he Rift Walks forward. Mr. Kinky gonna have to use the Umbral Trespass to go in. Rift Walks onto Agent A2 for the double kill, and Mr. Kinky not gonna have enough. No! Shack Daddy gets the triple kill with the last Rift Walk.
But right there, if Mr. Kiki were either form, he most likely would have killed Shack Daddy. However, hopefully that was enough fighting of a melee Kassadin to give Mr. Kiki the evolution.
Yeah.
We did see Mechanical Reaper had no teleport available for that play. Only option is to stop iClutch's own teleport from going to the bot lane, but Seismic right there with the read was able to see that. Out of all that happening, he has to be there. Offers enough sticking potential through to the Malphite for Renekton to shred it down with Black Cleaver, as it were. And there, that will be the top lane tower for WeStack Boots going down, as well as a lot of kills going back and forth for both teams, actually.
Yeah, but in the end, Shaq Daddy, they get the
Very
tower in the
strong.
bottom lane, they get the tower in the top lane, and they get a favorable trade in terms of kills. That's a huge win for Sid in the slots.
Yep. Jack Daddy is 4-0-2. He's very, very strong, and he's approaching level 16. He's level 14 right now, and he's going to be picking up a lot more, still picking up solo farm in mid lane, as both bot lanes continue to be, trying to take each other's towers slowly but surely, as they both have a bunch of wave clear to offer. Sivir with Essence Reaver and Static Shiv, and Tristana with her explosive shot, and with her passive from her explosive shot every time she clears a minion.
Oh, Mr. Kinky gets timed by Shaq Daddy in the enemy jungle. He uses the elbow trespass just to stall out his death a little bit more, but Shaq Daddy goes unstoppable.
He's still not involved. So maybe that extra bit of damage. We'll see when he respawns if he's evolved yet. 25 minutes in the game.
Yeah, fully stacked Rod of Ages and the Lich Bane, and just a little bit more with the Blasting One and the Amplifying Tome. Shaq Daddy's so strong right now.
Mr. Kinky. Really wishing he probably had done some things early game, even if it's just getting a little bit of chip damage onto the Renekton, who is playing aggressive. Even, I know he was ganking Shaq Daddy early in the game, but, Shaq Daddy was flashing away. Kind of awkward to gank the Echo, who's constantly pushing in. Maybe a little bit more counter jungling action would have helped Mr. Kinky get that Frost transformation earlier.
Yeah, but the problem is he can't really counter jungle onto the top side of the map or the bottom side of the map, just because Clutch will have dominance in the top lane. Bottom lane is a farm fest that more than likely Biscuit and Oblivious will shove in onto Tien Sama and HNA2 just by virtue of what
Is he evolved yet? No, he's not. Oh well.
Oh word.
And so we will. I don't know when he's gonna evolve. I know Kins does get more and more stacks, the little bloblets when you hit someone. The later and later the game goes on. I think 10 minutes is when it turns on. And so that just goes to show how relative little action Mr. Kinky has been involved with. And even when he is
Mr. Kinky runs into multiple members of Sid in the slots. He's taking so much damage, he has to go in and just die. Good parallel conversions from a Drantor, but he's exhausted and takes so much damage. Chrono Break being used, Oblivious will catch him with the Wild Growth. And he will just go down. Shaq Daddy goes dominating 6-0-3 as his team picks up the dragon on the other side.
I was going to say that anytime that Mr. Kinky is involved in a fight, it's usually him running away, having to play defensively. And right there it was exemplified, where he's just ran down by this Cassinan who has all those levels in his Rift Block, stopping Agent A2 from recalling.
Mechanical Reaper, he's trying to get something right now, but they're losing their second tier bottom tower as it goes. And Clutch is now here. Mechanical Reaper just gonna run himself out of there with the Seismic Shard movement speed. Shaq Daddy coming forward. And yeah, there's 4 members of Sid in the slots here. Oh, but Mechanical Reaper came into the backside with a teleport Unstoppable Force onto Biscuit, and Wild Growth not available. Tien Sama picks up the first kill of the fight. Tien Sama, he's aggressing onto Oblivious, but he can't rocket jump in out of fear of Shaq Daddy, but there's a lot of damage. Now he can rocket jump in, but they don't have the range or the chase potential to pick up any more of Sid in the slots.
Yeah, it's hard to flash forward there for Tien Sama, as Oblivious does have the Wild Growth available. And it's really hard to want to keep going forward when the rest of your team... Oh, there it is. Rost has finally transformed.
28 minutes in. There's the knockup onto Seismic, but just now having the ability to do so.
So we see Clutch this whole time has just been on the sides of the lanes, pushing them in, trying to get that tower pressure to punish the fact that Mechanical Reaper did TP on the opposite side of the map. Mr. Kinky getting knocked by the blast plant. And so, looking at it from V-Stack Boots, what do you think is their way to get back into this game? I would imagine the only thing that they can do is play around Tien Sama and hopefully have a really nice showing from Mechanical Reaper with a nice ultimate backline.
Yeah, well that's the unfortunate thing, is that once Mechanical Reaper gets into the backline, assuming that Biscuit doesn't either flash or spell shield Unstoppable Force, which is a pretty big assumption.
Yeah.
He's still got Wild Growth. He's still got
Heal.
Yeah, he's still got heal. There's nothing that really V-Stack Boots can do, because Tien Sama won't be able to do a whole lot with Kassadin and Renekton jumping all over him.
Yeah, so I guess you're kind of forced to play the peel game. Peel the Tristana. You can't go too far forward with Mechanical Reaper's ultimate since Mr. Kinky is so far behind, and at Dramtor just kind of gets really screwed over by the polymorph from Oblivious. It's really hard to make these dives happen onto Biscuit, so thinking about it as to how does Seismic enable the rest of his team to fight, one good ultimate onto pretty much anyone except Mechanical Reaper, and you can turn on a fight, turn on gas with the Sliver ultimate, and just completely demolish both through the Shred and with Shack Daddy having that increased mobility in a fight now that he's hit level 16.
And I mean, that's all assuming that Sid and the Slugs even opt for a fight. They don't have to because they have the winning team composition right now. They can just split push all day with Shack Daddy, who's so strong, with Clutch, who can basically 1v1 anyone in the game as well.
Yeah. Clutch did choose to go for more of a team fight build, where he did pick up both the Titanic Hydra and the Locket on top of that. Interesting to not see the Locket come out from the Lulu, and that's kind of one of those really nice things you can do as Renekton, where you are getting, 3 different sources of health from Black Cleaver, Titanic, and your ultimate, that the Locket really nicely synergizes, as well as giving dual resistances to make you a lot more tankier in these fights. Like, once again, removing another safety cushion for Biscuit in a team fight, where, if a team fight does start going wrong, it's a good thing that we have Renekton empowered Locket on top of the heal, on top of the Lulu, on the shields, the redemption.
And of course, in spite of Biscuit 1, 2, and 4, he's still Sivir, and he's got 2 crit items and a Lord Dominique's Regards now, so he's actually doing quite a bit of damage even if he autos the front line. Oh, they rocket jump in, but he rocket jumps into Shack Daddy! Shack Daddy instantly blows him up and just rift walks out to safety. And Dramtor looking for the last bit of damage. He will get the shutdown, but his team has gotten Baron in the meantime.
Really, quick kill from Shack Daddy, killing Tiansama almost instantly. Didn't have time to heal there. I don't know if the heal would have been enough, and then Shack Daddy, with his smooth moves, almost getting away there, forcing a Dramtor splash in order to follow through.
Holy cow.
We do see Sit in the Slots have picked up Baron buff. We'll be seeing that 1-3-1. Not as strong since Shack Daddy doesn't have Baron since he did die, but it's even more potent and only hope for wave clear.
Ooh, okay. Let's force the flash away from Oblivious.
Yeah, Kassadin is down. It is a 4-5 on the map.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, on the hunt being used. Mechanic Reaper flashes his way out of there. Howling Gale comes across just to push them away.
And so it's just a matter of time until Sid and the Sloths are able to once again get that 1-3-1 going, and then really pressure down all three lanes all at once. There's not really much of a response that we have for We Stack Boots.
Yeah, and you see Mechanical Reaper, he's just sort of playing back, waiting for Clutch to push in, because that's all he really can do. He will get eviscerated by the Renekton. Still, he's 2 levels down.
I do like Mechanical Reaper's build, since most of the damage that will be offered on the backline isn't going to be Tiansama autoing, but much more as Dramtor with his, either the Parallel Convergence combo on top of it, and then the Chrono Break and all of Echo's damage, trying to, wipe the backline. On top of it, does amplify his Sunfire Cape with the Abyssal Mouse.
And his Bramble Vest.
Yeah, his Bramble Vest does offer a little teensy bit of magic damage. It's worth noting though that Biscuit doesn't really care who he auto attacks in a fight.
Yeah.
He can totally shred down Mechanical Reaper with the Lord Doms, because all the ricochets that are crit empowered.
Good flash from Biscuit after he spell shields the Seismic Shard. Mechanical Reaper sees that, goes to the Unstoppable Force, and Biscuit will flash away from it.
Oddly enough, good Malphite mechanics coming in from Mechanical Reaper, but even better flash from Biscuit, recognizing that, oh, my spell shield's down and I'm in front of a Malphite. Maybe he's gonna ult. Oh my gosh, I need to flash. Biscuit having that flash, good reaction time there. So that's the only way that you can get on a Sivir as Mechanical Reaper. Wait for that spell shield to go down, or force it out with the Seismic Shard.
Yeah, and it's not as though you're gonna have that type of opportunity very often either, so...
It's good that they did trade the Malphite ultimate for the flash from Biscuit.
Yeah.
That is one less thing that Mechanical Reaper has to worry about in terms of a team fight going right for his old Malphite ultimate.
Alright. Gonna slow down just a little bit.
Worth noting that even though they did get Baron buff, they haven't done far too much except just the bomb.
And someone might be a little bit caught here. Seismic comes forward, Rocket jumps out, and he will just be playing zone as his team focuses down that tower. Gramtor getting the Parallel Convergence shield. Mechanical Reaper and Clutch going at it for a little bit.
It seems I spoke too soon. All inner turrets have gone down from We Stack Boots.
Oh. Yeah, and they're just playing so good disengage. Mechanical Reaper is really the only reliable form of engage available for We Stack Boots, and he's stuck dealing with Clutch in the bottom lane. And now a Dramtor slowly getting chunked out by Shaq Daddy. Mr. Kinky coming in, trying to catch on to Clutch.
The 1v2 coming up from Clutch.
He's doing a lot of damage. Redemption's gonna come across for Oblivious, and that will top him off. And Mr. Kinky taking a lot of damage. There's the Umbral Trespass. He goes in with the Infestation. Clutch takes a lot of damage. He gets knocked up, and that will be the kill. Oh, and TN Sama picks up Oblivious in between lanes as well.
The Umbral Trespass coming out from Mr. Kinky when Clutch pops the Gargoyle Stoneplate doesn't actually stop. It does go through the Gargoyle Stoneplate because it is percentage health damage. So kind of a mistake there from Clutch. It will only offer more healing for Mr. Kinky to use the Gargoyle Stoneplate defensively against Umbral Trespass.
Yeah. Right, We Stack Boots with the 5v3. Currently, it's only 10 seconds left on Oblivious, but they're looking for this tower and they will get it. Nothing that Sid and the Sluts can do in a 5v3, and it looks like We Stack Boots, that's all they're going to be able to get for that one.
So really nice from We Stack Boots to find those 2 kills.
Ooh, Silent gonna take a lot of damage, but Mr. Kinky in a position to take even more. Randuin's Omen being used, the Paladin comes across on the Hunt being used.
Clutch does have wards in TP from behind when he
There's
respawns.
unstoppable force, they turn it around! Tian Sama doing so much damage, he gets Shaq Daddy, but there's the Monsoon being used, but Biscuit is ripping through We Stack Boots! He gets 3! He's looking for the 4th, and Mechanical Reaper will be going down. It's a quadra kill from Biscuit!
Wow, the 4v4 quadra kill coming out for Biscuit. Clutch did have the option to use the teleport a little bit deeper, did teleport about halfway through the mid lane, but there we go. That's going to be most likely 1 inhibitor down. They chose to go for the bot lane, potentially 2 with Clutch pushing down already, but depending on where Dramtor chooses to use his wave clear. Parallel Convergence coming out from Dramtor. The inhib's just going to go down. It's going to be 2 inhibitors for Sid and the Sluts.
Yeah. Clutch and Oblivious making it into the mid lane to push that one in as their teammates secure the bottom lane inhibitor.
So about 2 more minutes for Baron, and then we're gonna see the Sid and the Sluts just do a bunch of Baron control vision, and the 1-through-1 kind of being a bit more of an option now with game-winning Brett. If they just send Shaq Daddy down to bot lane, matching Mechanical Reaper, and Mechanical Reaper, if he is forced to TP to a fight, Shaq Daddy can end the game.
Biscuit is just doing such a good job in these fights. The Unstoppable Force came in for the surprise turn from We Stack Boots, but he was able to just continuously auto while they were distracted with Shaq Daddy, who is such a big threat in his own right. But they spent a lot of time focusing him down. Tien Sama got chunked in spite of all of it, and Biscuit just ripped through the entire team with the Ricochet procs.
Yeah, Biscuit finishing off his build. I am what I'm assuming is going to be a Bloodthirster, offering another line of defense for Mechanical Reaper that he's going to have to be able to burn through.
Oh, Agent A2 gets caught. Shaq Daddy gonna come in with a second Rift Walk, and it's not gonna matter. He's gonna get focused down. And now Dramtor into the back line. There's Mechanical Reaper coming in. Unstoppable Force is available. And it will just be 1 quick pick for Sid and the Slots. Baron is live.
So it's a 4v5 at Baron. All we can hope for We Stack Boots is for KU Mr. Kinky to get a nice steal on Baron, maybe use the Umbral Trespass for a little bit of health and then slip right out. See how well iClutch and Oblivious are able to defend the Baron.
Yeah, I think they'll do it pretty well because Clutch, I think, can just rip through Mr. Kinky before he even gets close to the Baron pit. And there it is, secured by a nice smite from Seismic.
So 2 inhibs down. Baron as well on the side of Sid and the Sluts. They're going to be coming up to this top lane. Probably 1 more 5-on-5 fight as Agent A2 is respawning. Exhaust will be available for both teams shortly coming up. And then Redemption as well coming up for Just we stack.
Goes in, uses the Zanyas on nothing, but Biscuit taking a lot of damage from TN Sama. There's Mechanical Reaper, Wild Growth comes out. There's Seismic playing frontline, Glacial first and goes the wrong direction! Seismic wastes that big ultimate, Monsoon being used to push away Clutch. There's Shaq Daddy into the backline as TN Sama trying to do what he can. There's a good Chrono Break, does a lot of damage. Shaq Daddy gonna get taken out in the back line, but so will a Dramtor. Now Clutch taking some damage from TN Sama. It's a 1-for-1 as they both disengage.
Right there we see both kind of misuses of the Zanyas, where Shaq Daddy used his Zanyas on the Umbral Trespass, but the Umbral Trespass tore through the Zanyas and then used at the very back end of it.
Yeah, but TN Sama takes so much damage from Biscuit!
Both ADCs trying to out-crit each other, but they both are roughly around 70 to 80% crit chance. Guess Biscuit getting a little bit more lucky with his crits there. We wait. The slots is waiting for the minion waves to come in. Elder Dragon is live, but since both inhibitors are down and they do have Baron buff, they're just opting to have that triple wave threat. Redemption coming down.
Being used. TN Sama trying to do what he can. Oh, good knockup from Mr. Kinky. Wild Growth comes out. Howling Gale goes across. Seismic is trying to get in there. Clutch slice and dices his way out. And Mechanical Reaper just gonna get focused on. He flashes out. Mr. Kinky gets in there. TN Sama has killed off Seismic, but they lose Mr. Kinky in the backside. Now Dramtor's just respawned, but Biscuit is still at full HP, except for that one crit from TN Sama. He's going to throw out the explosive charge, but he's not going to be able to move forward. Rocket jumps out. Now they've got to deal with the super minions pushing onto their Nexus, and here's Shaq Daddy on the other side.
But three in hit.
Oh yeah, Dramtor gets a nice stun, but he's going to get focused on by Biscuit. He gets Jensen. Clutch is going to dive into the explosive charge from TN Sama.
Yeah, Dramtor died way too fast to get his ultimate off. Kind of does look like Jensen. He just died diving in as Echo. But here we see player versus environment action from TN Sama. 3 waves, 3 inhibitors, all with Baron buff, and this is going to offer in the slots just enough time to go for the Elder Dragon, which is, you know, a triple Elder Dragon. Mountain Dragon not doing too much at this stage in the game, besides helping with the Elder, but it will be 3 dragons stacked up for the true damage for the 7 slots.
And that's going to make it really difficult for We Stack Boots to win any form of fight.
It's worth noting, after Malphite uses his ultimate, he offers little to nothing in a team fight because of the fact that he did have to optimize for Ninja Tabai in the 1v1. That allows Seismic to just slow him and to stun him for so much time for Biscuit to just shred him with his full build Sivir already. That you'll just see Seismic just standing there, getting stunned to death, not doing anything. Getting shredded by the Sivir, who does offer enough damage through the crits and through the life, the armor pen and lifesteal. Hey, Mr. Kinky opting as well to get a little bit more on the tanky side with the gargoyles and the thorn mill. Offers a little bit more defensive from the Sivir, but does allow him to die to the Castan.
Yeah. And that's normally what you'd expect after your Black Cleaver. You generally go for more tanky build on Kane, especially on Ross.
Yeah. And so, full builds coming out for both ADCs. They're very, very farmed. They've been a lot of farm in this 42-minute game.
And Jana Lily, that's kind of what you expect to happen. Actually moving forward just to throw out the Q. Mr. Kinky coming forward, gets a good knockup. Gets crit by a lot of damage. Here comes the Paralysis Convergence. Not going to stun up any members of Sid in the slots. We Stack Boots really want to defend this inhib, but Mechanical Reaper, he's chunked down to half HP. He already uses Gargoyles as well.
That's one inhibitor down. All this time, top lane is pushing in. They need to pull the trigger.
Unstoppable Force being used onto Shaq Daddy. The Zanyas comes out. Redemption is going to be used to keep him alive. No! TN Sama gets him with a Rampage, but they lose their inhib for it.
So, Malphite ultimate down for another minute. They did get the kill onto Shaq Daddy. It's a 4v5. If they have Dramtor or if Mr. Kinky find a good engage through the minions, they might be able to do something. It's worth noting those inhibs will be down for another 5 more minutes. And it's not too bad if Shaq Daddy dies. It's very, very difficult for We Stack Boots to get out of the position of 3 inhibs down. I believe it's a 95% win rate. In solo queue and in competitive, it's a little bit higher for the team that gets a triple inhib.
Yeah. Triple inhib is just so hard to come back from because it doubles the number of super minions in each of the 3 waves.
And instead of getting that one super minion that takes forever to clear, you've now got 2 that you've got to deal with. Pretty much, like, you'll see a Dramtor is spamming the Time Winder on it, but it doesn't do enough to kill it. Pretty much the only reliable wave clear is TN Sama's reliable DPS. And that even though it's a 4v5 for the side of Sid in the slots, they're just more than happy to allow the already farmed up ADC to farm even more. This Tristana's not getting any stronger as the game goes on. Doesn't matter how much farm she gets from this point, other than padding some stats for Brandon's infographics.
OKLCS memes are great.
So we'll see one more fight come out. As far as any flash, the only flash that's not up is Clutch and Mechanical Reaper. So Clutch has fallen off at this stage in the game. All he is just one stun and maybe a little bit of like meat shield for his team, but that's the same. Mechanical Reaper is a little bit stronger. It just depends on which team can find the right initiation through all the defensive mechanisms that they have provided. One last Nexus turret is available.
Yeah, standing between Sid and the slots and victory. Alright, Adventure's gonna aggress on the seismic as other members. Oh, there's a lot of minions attacking that Nexus tower. Tiansama doing his best to clear him out. Shaq Daddy coming in on the back side. Clutch is moving forward, looking for it. Tiansama gonna get some shields as he auto attacks onto them. Biscuit gets a little bit of damage there. Tiansama coming forward and he's taking a lot of damage onto Biscuit.
It's a crit fight from both ADCs as they try to hit each other with their static.
Yeah, this is getting down to the wire here. Shaq Daddy is around on the back side. Parallel convergence being used and Shaq Daddy. Oh, Tiansama gets caught! Agent A2 goes down without using his ultimate. He goes down! And now Mr. Kinky getting focused down in the back line as Tiansama has already died. That's gonna be it. Sit in the slots. They're gonna go 4 for 0. Unstoppable force being used. No, they lose 1, but they will finally get the ace onto WeStack Boots, and that is going to be the game. After 45 minutes, Sit in the slots will close it out and get their victory over WeStack Boots.
Wow, 45-minute game there. We saw Shaq Daddy instantly delete Agent A2 and Tiansama in the back line. And I guess that'll be game. Even though Shaq Daddy did die pretty much on the back end of all those late game team fights, he did end up with pretty decent KDA for himself. 18 and divided by 5. I guess that's a
3.6.
Yeah,
3.6
good for him.
A little closer to 4 actually, but
yeah,
that will be it for game number 2. We'll throw out the MVP poll. Let us know who you thought was Sit in the Slots MVP for their victory over WeStack Boots before we get into the final game of the night. See you in just a few minutes. Internet, hello and welcome back to OKLCS Season 4, Week 3. We just saw Sid and the Sluts take their victory over We Stack Boots, and according to the MVP poll, 9 of you out of the 12 or 13 rather, who put up a vote think that Clutch was the MVP for that game, so we'll give Clutch that MVP for their victory over We Stack Boots. Before we get into our final game of the night, which will be between Gamers in Arms and Sky Zero. So without further ado, start that one up. And we are in the game.
So, right off the bat, let's talk about the teams. Gamers in Arms, I believe, is 1-1. Sky Zero is 2-0 so far.
That is correct.
In the OKLCS. And we're seeing King Mowgli now as the jungler for Gamers in Arms, as opposed to what was the last two weeks? Lato, or Brother Lato, as Twitch chat like to call him. We'll be seeing King Mowgli on Gragas, Hastega on Malawi, Leroy. Malawi kind of not such a common pick. Leroy on the Talia, which we've seen earlier today. Jack on Lucian, and Randy Newman on the Morgana.
Yeah, and on the other side, Team of Curse, Gamers in Arms going for an invade. But on the other side, Sky Zero, they've got Beniona on Gnar, the Unreal Obama on Rek'Sai, Easy Swoons on Cassiopeia, Katachi on Tristana, and Baby Fufu on Thresh, his namesake, really.
His namesake, yeah, where he's not Bunny Fufu, but he's a little bit younger. Baby Fufu.
Little Baby Fufu.
So we do see that invade come out already right off the bat from Gamers in Arms, followed by a counter invade from Beniona and the Unreal Obama on the blue buff. No Tremor Sense available at level 1 for Rek'Sai, so they're kind of blind except for that one ward.
He hasn't taken an ability yet, so technically
he could. But he is spotted on that ward on the other side of the blast cone to the right there. You see it on the minimap. So he is being pinged out by Sky Zero on the Wraith camp. So maybe we will see a convergence as they start there. Easy Swoons is face
gonna find him
against King Mowgli.
He's just gonna take a little bit of damage for that one. A lot of damage from Leroy.
Down to about a third HP for Easy Swoon. But he does deny Gragas starting a camp. So going to be interesting to see how that affects. Rek'Sai does have a bit of a faster clear than Gragas does.
Oh man, Easy Swoons is in for a rough time.
So leashless Gragas, but 30% HP on Easy Swoons. And we do see Rek'Sai going for both blue buff and the Gromp on the side.
Ooh, good dark binding for Randy. Oh, but a flake comes out from Baby Fufu, and now Jack's taking a lot of damage from Katachi. They back themselves out.
Kind of an overtrade there from Baby Fufu, as they had already won the trade, and then he trades down to half HP 2v1 against Randy and Jack.
And this is the new trend for Morgana, the Stoneborn packed Morgana. Oh, level 2 hit by Jack and Randy Newman forces Katachi and Baby Fufu back.
King Mowgli, just now discovering that half of his jungle was taken on the blue side, is now opting for the wolves. He did not finish his Raptor camp, only did 5 CS of it, and yeah, now he's doing wolves.
Wallop comes out from Beniona onto Hastega. Okay, talk about Alawi to me, because it's not so.
There's a gank happening from Unreal Obama.
Oh yeah, here he comes. Coming in, Hastega's really far forward. He's got his flash available, but he's not going to use it. Or will he? Yes, he does, but it's First Blood off of the Ferocious Bite, I think it is.
Yeah, Ferocious Bite coming out from Unreal Obama. So there we see Alawi doing blue, Gromp, red into a top lane gank, completely just doing topside camps, and then now King Mowgli is opting to split the map. As far as, talking about Alawi into Gnar is kind of a pick where Gnar as Mega Gnar doesn't actually have that much of a kill threat, because if you're forced to jump onto Alawi, you're basically opening yourself up to a bunch of tentacles, and there's a small micro interaction you can do where Alawi's ultimate does make it so you can't be displaced, thus you're immune to the Mega Gnar ultimate. Now, as far as it being a counter pick, I don't particularly like it too much, because you are melee into range, and Alawi doesn't have the best harass tools into Gnar, because her soul tether that she can pull,
Test of Spirit.
Test of Spirit, yeah. The Test of Spirit does get reduced with more auto attacks that you deal onto the enemy champ.
Yeah, but here we go. Another gank onto Hastega immediately after. Hastega, no flash available, and Beniona picks up the kill this time. Good repeat gank from the Unreal Obama. Pushed up once again, even after having burned his flash from that first gank and still dying.
But on the plus side, at least Hastega's teleport is up, so he'll be able to teleport right here to lane.
Yeah, there he goes.
And catch up on all the farm. After this massive wave, he's probably actually going to end up being ahead of Beniona. farm. So both Unreal Obama and Beniona resetting now, and this whole time King Mowgli has opted to just split the map and get a lot of farm. He did farm his own wolves, as we remember, but he also farmed all of Unreal Obama's blue side jungle. Now going to be farming his own red side jungle and having a little bit of a farm advantage.
As missed play from Baby Fufu, and the Black Shield was out anyway, so Jack will be nice and safe, just comes forward for a little bit more damage. He's got the ever so slightest of CS leads. Oh, both junglers come in onto the same camp at the same time. Mowgli is winning out on this trade, but here's Easy Swoons. Ghost is used. Summoner heal or a smite comes out, and King Mowgli will be going down because he's grounded. Yeah, really nice miasma from Easy Swoons. He flashes forward for Leroy, and Leroy's out of mana. The exhaust goes out. The flash unburrowed from the Unreal Obama, and Leroy will flash only to die to the bite. Unreal Obama picks up a kill and a little bit over-aggressive invade from King Mowgli. And now Hastega might be in trouble. Sky Zero, they have 3 members here. And there's a nice test of spirit, but he has no ultimate. Hastega will go down for his 3rd death in 5 minutes.
Yeah, Hastega coming down to try to assist King Mowgli and Leroy, but he is flashless, as we remember. So Beniona flashing forward with the boomerang, getting it on the rebound, but he does confirm the kill. And so here we see all of the top side has been absolutely demolished by Sky Zero, as Gamers in Arms is 0-3, 0-1, 0-1 in the top side of the map.
Comes forward, throws out a Dark Binding. That sense is going to land into a minion.
Did not see that hook coming. No Dark Shield available for minions, sadly. That minion will be pulled to its death.
Yeah. It was going to die anyway. Most minions just sort of int into the tower.
Peachy, they're feeding my lane. So here we see Nar opting to go for the Frozen Mallet route as opposed to the Black Cleaver route. And Unreal Obama opting to go Cinder Hulk with the 5 kill participation that he has. Kind of not snowballing as hard as I wish that he would be doing right now. I'd be excited to see the Warrior in
Easy Swoon's gonna get caught by the... What?
Really, really interesting interaction there. Leroy uses the W to knock back the Easy Swoon as he's ulting.
No, but the Petrifying Gaze wasn't gonna hit anyway. He didn't have the range.
He wouldn't have the range. So
I just don't understand
missing
that
the
at all.
Cassiopeia ultimate, but Leroy still getting the knockback. That was a really... Castle is always so weird when it comes to those knockbacks, but yeah, I guess it was just out of range at the start.
Yeah, like that wasn't gonna hit at all. I was surprised that Easy Swoons even bothered to use it, and then he just got hit by the Unraveled Earth to add insult to injury, is really.
Yeah. Do you know if when Talia's casting her Q, how she kind of looks at you no matter what direction she's facing? Do you know if that interacts with Cassiopeia ultimate to still stun you?
It shouldn't. The way the game is coded, Talia should technically, even though she's the model,
kind of like Lucian, right?
The model might look like it's looking at you, but she's technically looking whatever direction she's moving.
Oh, okay. That'd be a neat interaction. Maybe Easy Swoons was going for that. Who knows? It still missed.
Yeah, the same way like Katarina while she's ulting will be.
She's spinning in all directions.
Yeah. I read some really interesting theory crafting on how exactly champions work. You know, like with logically, it's like champions are able to, because like if you try it in game, you can instantaneously change direction. Like you can
no turn rate.
Yeah, there's no turn speed. You instantaneously turn. So what it is that champions are technically able to see in all directions, and the way that their models appear and the way that it appears for purposes of abilities like Cassiopeia ult is that they're just saying, oh, this is the most likely direction that the champion is looking, if you want to apply real world logic to it. One of those, what do you call it? I don't even remember. It's a scientific thing where you can only have the certainty of either its direction or its position. Oh, good death sense on the Jack, but the Black Shield will stop the play out. Randy Newman pops the Soul Shackles. Katachi jumps forward, but Jack's doing a lot of damage. There's the stun, and he gets called down!
Oh my.
Randy Newman!
Though he flashes to try to get outside of the Morgana Soul Shackle, it still stuns him, and the Ignite drops.
Beniona hops forward onto Hastega, gonna get stunned, and there's the Gnar into the wall, and Hastega will die before it can use the...
Absolutely no damage coming out of Hastega before he dies there.
Ooh, Petrifying Gaze used.
I guess we see it there.
Yeah, exactly.
It does not stun.
Yeah, you saw you got the slow off of it, but does not get the stun because Leroy walking away from Easy Swoons.
So So the time difference between the last time the teleport and Stiga will be available to TP.
Oh,
And
Weaver's
here
Wall
comes
used by
Wall.
Leroy to stop this tower from going down. An Unreal Obama, he's gonna get caught by the Unraveled Earth. The teleport coming in from Hastega. Beniona does not have the Mega Gnar available, nor does he have his ultimate, even if he did. And it looks like Gamers in Arms, they will successfully push them away. Leroy just using the Weaver's Wall to come up to the top lane and wave clear. Make sure that they don't give up Tower First Blood.
Yeah, good use of the Weaver's Wall. Tower First Blood would snowball the Gnar really, really heavily in this matchup where he's already 0-4, opting actually for the Bramble Vest on Allow. Usually on Allow, you see a lot more AD heavy builds because of the fact that the passive, the Elder Spirit Tentacle Slam does have such a high AD ratio.
Yeah.
But opting for a more
Katachi's caught way out of position. King Mowgli comes over the other side, body slams him over the side, and Katachi
Everyone getting
will
an
just
assist.
finally go down.
Lucian using the star ability, this W to get the
Ardent
assist
Blaze.
over the Ardent Blaze. Such a I don't know.
Yeah, I actually have no idea how I know that one either.
Well, there we go. Earth Dragon going for the side of Gamers in Arms as Katachi once again dies on the bottom
Yeah,
side.
but the Unreal Obama looking for the steal. Teleport coming in from Beniona from base. There's a smite used by King Mowgli just for some help. Black Shield will keep him nice and safe. There's the culling coming out. The Unreal Obama goes down. Flash Soul Shackles from Randy Newman onto all three members. Easy Swing's gonna fall. There's a good petrifying gaze to try and disengage, but it's not enough to save his life. Now Baby Fufu is in trouble, but he gets under the tower. Dark Mining goes wide. There's a death sentence. Beniona trying to do what damage he can. The Hyper comes out. Summoner heal will go down. Exhaust onto Jack Jack. And Katachi jumps over the side and Buster shots him away. And Beniona hops himself over the Unraveled Earth. He doesn't have the range for the Gnar. And King Mowgli guts a beautiful explosive cast onto Katachi. And the threaded volley will be enough to get in. And there's a good Gnar into the back, but Beniona taking so much damage. Jack Jack just needs another Murata. King Mowgli will actually get that one with barrel onto Beniona. Oh, body slams into a minion. And now Baby Fufu, Jack Jack able to tank it up. He's got plenty of health. 2-0-5 now.
Yeah, really, really well played there from Gamers in Arms for that massive body slam from King Mowgli, followed with the Unraveled Earth and the really good Soul Shackles flash forward there from Randy Newman. They were all on board with the play, and on that whole time, Jack Jack was getting culling damage, was getting, you know, his auto attack resets, and Hastega, uncontested in the top lane, is going to be taking this top lane turret.
And you see, King Mowgli, he's been going for these, traditionally he goes for the more aggressive builds on a lot of the junglers that he plays. And whereas a lot of Gragas players have transitioned more towards the Cinderhook, he's still stuck with the Runic Echoes and Chants.
Yeah, this offers a lot more damage on the early game plays that he's going to be doing, while transitioning to, you know, making sure he's never out of mana.
Stega uses the Test of Spirit to put damage onto Beniona.
Yeah, that's kind of the only defensive ability Alawi has, where even though all of her, she has like only one slow in her kit, if that Test of Spirit is out and she's next to a wall with tentacles and has her ult up, you can't fight her. You'll die no matter what kind of a lead you have.
You can't fight while the Test of Spirit is on you, because if she hits the tentacle onto both you and the Test of Spirit deals 30% of the damage it takes onto the target.
Yeah, it's the echoed damage that keeps scaling up with more ranks in the ability and with the more AD you have. I've seen it go up to almost 70% mirrored damage, so you'd have a 1.7 ratio on whatever incoming damage you're taking, on top of the 1.4 AD ratio on any tentacle slam.
Yeah. Oh, Death Sentence is gonna land onto Randy Newman. The Black Shield was a little bit too late, but the Soul Shackle's coming out. Randy Newman taking a lot of damage, and he will get Buster shotted out to death. And there's the rocket jump onto Jack Jack. He's using the culling, and Baby Fufu might burn down to this one. Katachi actually goes down. That's so much damage. And Leroy comes in with the Weaver's Walls. Beniona will be the next to fall on the other side of the map. The Unreal Obama now running for his life as Easy Swings comes in from the backside, but he might have got too far. King Mowgli messes up the body slam flash, means Easy Swings will be able to flash himself out to safety.
Wow, that 2v1 from Jack Jack in the bot lane. Oh, still some action from Leroy. And
Easy Swoons turns it around with
Oh,
the
but he gets
but
hit.
Leroy has the
Oh,
damage.
he gets hit by the leftover
Threaded
pebbles
volley.
coming in from Leroy. The control ward under the tower. Oh man.
Oh yeah. And now Hastega just gonna force away the Unreal Obama. And Jack Jack showing real mastery of Lucian. The auto attack and ability weaving is just on point from this player.
4-0 and 5 Jack Jack, very, very strong in the bot lane, where we did see Katachi use his abilities to, you know, knock away the Morgana Soul Shackles. Jack Jack said, oh, those are some nice mechanics, Katachi, how about some of my own? While he 2v1s Baby Fufu, and Katachi.
Yeah. Katachi was... It looked really good for the bottom lane of Sky Zero, but Jack just with the DPS, Dark Binding's gonna land. And, you know, I think a lot of that had to do with Randy Newman's, you know, what he left behind. He left behind a lingering Stoneborn Pact effect onto Katachi and Baby Fufu just before he died.
That's a good point. I know the Stoneborn Pact actually has kind of a healing over time effect as well as an unhit component.
Yeah.
Ooh. The Black Shield blocking the hook there. Good spell shield from Randy Newman.
Hastega realizes he's standing on a ward, but he says, I don't care. He's moving forward just to make sure that his team can secure this tower. Leroy also made the run down, so now it's 3 towers unanswered for Gamers in Arms.
And they'll be picking up another Earth Dragon here. Benyona does have the teleport available, and King Mowgli is doing actually Rift Herald right now while they send all 4 of their team members towards... Oh, it's alone.
Hastega's caught by a death sentence in the middle of all of
So
Sky
1v3
Zero. He pops
Alawi,
the tentacles, and now he's doing so much damage. The Unreal Obama has to tunnel out, and Hastega creep plugged a little bit, can't chase any farther.
Oh, hook goes slightly wide.
Yeah, so Rift Herald will go down in favor of Gamers in Arms, while the top lane tower will go down in favor of Sky Zero.
So, because Astega was kind of there awkwardly, they opt to not go for the Earth Dragon, because that's the only insurance that they have. If Sky Zero opts for the Earth Dragon fight, the only defense that they have, because Gragas is on the other side of the map, is the Alawi ultimate. And he had to use it defensively. Once again, if you're 1v1ing Alawi, or in that case, even 3v1ing the Alawi, if she lands that Festive Spirit, you can't fight her on her own territory. So there we see 1 tower go for the side of Sky Zero, no Earth Dragon taken, but the Rift Herald picked up by Gamers in Arms.
Yep.
So, kind of you mentioned that King Mowgli does like to go for the more damage-oriented builds, but he did opt out for the Knight's Vow, probably going to be putting that on top of either Leroy or Jack, most likely Jack, since he is already at that 2 crit items going potentially for more.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure, as I have not kept up to date with Lucian builds.
Well, almost certainly he's gonna have to build the Infinity Edge, because that's where all of the damage is coming from. Hastega gonna put some damage onto Beniona's Spirit, but Beniona just moving forward here. The Spirit expires, and now Hastega's getting chased down with the Frozen Mallet and the Hyper Proc. He's about to go Mega, but that's not exactly what you want in this fight. Hastega taking a lot of damage. He's going to get Nard into the wall. There's the wall up into that one. Hastega doesn't have his ultimate for just a little bit longer, but there's this Test of Spirit, and now Beniona has to back away.
Hastega's just not taking damage from the Gnar. The Thornmail and the Ninja Tower, just making sure he's extra tanky.
Not to mention the lack of Black Cleaver available as well. And now Hastega, he reckons his chances are good now against Beniona, who has to flash away from the Test of Spirit.
Yeah, the other side of Alawi is that whenever she does land one of those tentacles, she does get that 5% missing health heal. And so throughout that super long extended fight, you're gonna get, you know, multiple tentacles landing that if you're hovering that low HP are super efficient for your health bar, as well as the Corruption Pot taking the whole time. That it's only a matter of time until Gnar turns Mega, and at that point he loses the fight because you can't stand melee range against an Alawi with the Test of Spirit on you.
And now we're seeing Randy Newman, he's building the Ardent Sensor, which is kind of the main appeal of why Morgana's sort of coming back, is with the Stoneborn Pact and Ardent Sensor interaction. Rift Herald being used in the top lane for Sky Zero, or Gamers in Arms rather. The Soul Shackles from Randy Newman land. The explosive cast goes out, but they Sky Zero disengage as their top lane tower goes down.
A good combination of Rift Herald use as well as Weaver's Wall in order to guarantee that top tower.
Cuts off Sky Zero's rotation into
now,
that
Sky
top.
Zero is still on Rift Herald while the rest of Gamers in Arms are on mid lane already, with King Mowgli kind of cutting off more team members from following through as he takes a tower shot. There we do see the Knight's Vow is on Jack.
Hopping forward, he's about to go Mega, but the Black Shield and the Dark Binding will just stop him in his tracks.
No Merc Treads available, so those Dark Bindings last an extra long time.
And it seems like they last a long time, even with the Mercury.
Yeah, right.
To be perfectly honest.
Oh no, I've been flagged for being AFK because I got landed. Sadly, Ornn is available this week, but we don't get to see that negative tenacity come out to make those Dark Bindings last a super long time.
Oh god.
Yeah, Orin's not being played this week by any of the games, I guess, today. He did kind of come out on the weaker side. Maybe we'll see him after he get... I know he got hotfix buff, but a little bit of health and armor.
Okay, when we say he comes out weak, it's kind of early to say that he's weak. I think it takes a while for people to really know how to play
There's the
him.
skill, because like a lot of people, for example, when Aurelion Sol came out, everyone's like, this champion's garbage, nobody can play him. And then we see Aurelion Sol played at, you know,
high level.
a very high level. Actually, one of the Oklahoma players, Quantum Physics, is known for his Aurelion Sol, and you see people that just master him. It's like, this champion's a free ride to diamond if you get good at him, type of situation. But like, yeah, Orin might be the next free ride to diamond, who knows, but everyone sucks at him right now. Yeah. And a lot of people are feeling
it's just a little too early to judge whether Orin's actually bad or good. Death Sentence. Oh, lands onto Jack, and the Black Shield was already used, but the Soul Shackles come out from Randy Newman. There's no stun's gonna land. King Mowgli flashes, body slams, and Explosive Cast knocks away Katachi and the Unreal Obama. But they will be able to get out of there. Petrifying Gaze used to just slow them on the fight. Randy Newman now the focus with the Unreal Obama going forward. There's the body slam to interrupt the tunnel. And Azteca got into the backline somehow, and now he's a little bit isolated. Oh, Baniota comes in. Beautiful Gnar onto two members, and the wall comes up, but Jack is running wild in the backline. Easy Swoons goes down. Katachi is the next to fall. Red buff will be enough. Double kill for Jack.
Jack 1v4 under turret manages to kill two members of Sky Zero. Completely ignored by Sky Zero as he dashed in there and just completely wiped the backline. It's amazing.
Sky Zero had used all of their CC already, which means Jack says, okay, that's my time to go in aggressive because they have nothing to stop me. Nice, Azteca gonna get caught by the Death Sentence, but he's very tanky with his current build on Ilaoi. Gamers in Arms back themselves away.
Here's another interesting thing. So I know that the vessel from Ilaoi does proc a lot of champion on hit effects such as Grasp. Do you think it procs Bond of Stone from Morgana, and could that be a way to give artificial lifesteal for your whole team?
I think that it does.
That's
because
really interesting.
The Test of Spirit will do things like absorb Chum the Waters, for example. So I think anything that applies to, you know, normal champions will work.
I know it doesn't work on Fervor, which is really depressing for Ilaoi, because she does have those high AD ratios. But it's always interesting to see these, you know, underplayed champions show up and then just wonder, how does that work? You know, only the mains of those champions know, oh yeah, Ilaoi's a great pick with Bond of Stone Morgana, or Stoneborn Pact Morgana.
And you know, like, he's got the Ardent Sensor now. The Dark Binding obviously will proc Stoneborn. The Soul Shackles actually has a little slow on it once you proc it even before the stun, so it's really effective in those situations. Dark Binding lands on the Beniona.
And it takes up hit to his Mega Bar. So if that Mega Bar, it did get triggered. If the Mega Gnar is triggered, that's a 15-second window where you're Mega, 15-second window where you're too tired to get any Mega Rage. So this is a big window of opportunity for King Mowgli to maybe find an engage, or for Randy Newman's Dark Bindings to really have an effect, because there won't be that Mega Gnar available as of right now for 15 to 20 more seconds.
King Mowgli might have been a little bit too aggressive here, but the Black Shield is onto him. Body slams in. He dodged away by Katachi, and Easy Swoons comes forward. Got that red buff.
I think Jack picked up that red buff. I don't know. We'd have to check.
Oh, sorry, I'm not. But it is Jack.
Yeah, it is Jack. Who got the red buff.
Alright, so Sky Zero, they haven't lost their inhibitor yet. But they are down 9k gold, 6 towers to 1.
Yeah, 9k gold lead at 23 minutes is massive. This is also even worse, is that it's almost all on Jack and Leroy, and obviously King Mowgli, because Azteca is still very behind. He's caught up on farm, but he's 0-4-2, so it's kind of like you've got this gold sink in Azteca, where, you know, much of the gold that is invested on isn't very much worth it, and he's a little bit behind you, a little bit of the lead being on Beniona compared to Azteca, but the carries of Sky Zero are so massively behind compared to those of Gamers in Arms, that's why you're able to see Jack almost 1v4 in the backline.
Azteca putting down some damage. Oh, Weaver's Wall being used because Gamers in Arms are starting the Baron. Soul Shackles being used. Good Unraveled Earth. And they will catch the Unreal Obama. The teleport coming in from Beniona onto the Lantern. And here's Beniona, but he's going to get caught by the Dark Binding immediately, and he will go down. Unstoppable for King Mowgli, and Easy Swoon caught by the explosive cast. Good petrifying gaze, but no follow-up, and he goes down. 3 members dead for Sky Zero.
Yeah,
and
that teleport finish from Beniona was mini Gnar, no lantern, 1v4, very, very low chance of that being successful.
Yeah.
And Hastega also finished it to be a little bit
Katachi
more-
gonna get knocked into the unraveled earth. He buster shots away Leroy. Oh, Jack comes over the wall.
Nice
Baby
red
Foo
ball.
Foo. Running for his life. He does have boots of mobility, but it will. Jack just gonna play zone while his team finishes off the Baron.
Point his guns menacingly at Baby Foo.
Yeah, and they will secure it. Good smite from King Mowgli. No chance of anything coming out from Sky Zero, who's being called down right now. Jack.
Jack 7-0 and 8. Very, very strong on Lucian. And that's, you know, even, I guess it's slightly less of a gold lead now, but it's an 8k gold lead with a Baron buff on top.
Oh, it's like
12.
almost 12.
My bad on that.
That's
bigger
bigger.
gold lead. 12k gold lead for Gamers and Arms. I did that math backwards.
Yeah.
It's on 8 and
I
6.
know. You're like
yeah.
38 versus 46 versus 48 versus 36.
Yeah, it's all good. Geez, as far as comeback mechanics for Sky Zero, they do outscale because they do have the Rek'Sai and the Gnar as frontliners versus Lucian, who does get outscaled by Tristana. Tele and Cassiopeia offering relatively.
Oh, that's a good body slam. Good rocket
Even-
jump, but the Dark Binding's still there, and he's stuck on it. Oh, but there's a good unwrap Baron Burrow from the Unreal Obama. King Mowgli flashes himself over the wall. Beniona jumps over as well, and there's a good one. The Unreal Obama comes in, but the Soul Shackles from Randy Newman mean that Jack can run wild. The Unburrow, or the tunnel from the Unreal Obama will get him to save, but another Dark Binding lands onto Beniona, and Jack goes legendary. Leroy flashes forward. Doesn't find anybody.
So right there we saw another interaction where even though he was knocked back by the Gragas ultimate, the explosive cast, he's still able to rocket jump away. The Dark Binding is still staying on him, but I fear that might be game 4 Team Sky Zero. Potentially one more fight might happen at the bottom lane.
Gamers and Arms are gonna go for the
Weaver's
long
Wall
fight.
is available for this last inhibitor, as well as Alawi's
The ultimate.
the
I don't
ultimate.
know what it is either.
The
Yeah,
big-
the Weaver's Wall is being used, but all the members of Sky Zero are.
Stega
on
has
side.
the ult.
He flashes
Black Shield
forward
is-
for it. Black Shield goes down. Petrifying Gaze means that Jack will get shut down. No, he won't. He's alive. Summoner Heal comes out. Baby Fufu gets destroyed by the tentacles. Astega runs forward. He's getting focused now by Katachi. The Buster Shot comes out, but they're not gonna have the damage.
Completely eaten by the Black Shield. That is 3 members down, 4 Sky Zero. They're getting the inhibitor. Jack is 1 HP in the backline. Mega Gnar.
Oh, Leroy might be the focus now. Beniona and Katachi, they rocket jump forward onto him, but Jack comes over the wall! Beniona! Wallop misses! Jack gets the Black Shield and he calls him down! Double kill for the AD carry of Gamers in Arms.
10-0 and 10. Jack finishes the game. Not a single death to his name. And there we see the Knight's Vow once again placed on the Jack. That'll be the game for Gamers in Arms.
Oh yeah, here we go. Stat padding. They're looking for some kills. Easy Swoons uses the Ghost, and Leroy might go down. No, the Hextech GLP. He will burn down the poison. But Jack gets 2 more kills to add, or 1 more kill to add on to his record.
Wow, so that is both 50 Shades and Sky Zero both taking losses this week. So that means all top teams in OKLCS are 2-1 right now.
Yep, that is correct. There are no more undefeated teams in Diamond Cap. That is
In Diamond Cap. Yep.
So. Let's see. We're gonna take a minute to throw up an MVP poll for that game. VP. I didn't know actually exactly who won this one off the top of my head, so I didn't make it beforehand. Gamers in Arms versus Sky, and we'll have Hastega in the top lane, King Mowgli. I don't have the time to find that I, or that O for Leroy. Jack. Randy Newman. Alright, so we have that MVP poll for you. It is going to be in Twitch chat just now. Well, by just now, I mean 6 seconds after I say that because we are on a little bit of a delay. We will bring you back to us so that you have something to look at aside from the victory screen while we wait for that MVP poll to come up. We will see what you guys think, who you guys think was the MVP for that game for Gamers in Arms in their victory over Sky Zero. We have 1 vote so far.
1 vote for Jack.
2 votes.
2
for
votes
Jack
for
Jack.
Jack. Oh, we're playing horse races.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. We play the horse race in the last MVP poll for every one of the streams.
We can talk a little bit about how there is no undefeated team this season in OKLCS.
Yeah.
Last season it was 50 Shades.
No, 50 Shades took a loss in their last week.
Oh, and their very, very last week. You're right. They were undefeated all season except the last week. And then the season before that, it was
Unlucky.
Unlucky, yeah, Team Unlucky. So no team like that exists for now in Diamond Capped. And we see 4 votes for Jack, 1 vote for Randy Newman on the Bond of Stone, or not Bond of Stone, the other one. Stoneborn Pact Morgana.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Randy Newman, he was doing a really good job. He landed good key dark bindings. He landed multi-man soul shackle.
Yeah, especially in that first dragon fight that happened. With,
the 3-man soul shackles forced them all to disengage.
Flash forward.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that's probably the majority of the votes we're gonna get. So we'll go ahead and say that Jack will take the MVP for that victory for Gamers in Arms. No real surprise there. He had some insane Lucian mechanics.
And both the 1v2 in bot lane, when even though Randy Newman did die, it was Jack calling really nice auto attack resets, 1v2 against the bot lane of Sky Zero, as well as the 1v4 that he had mid lane under tower.
Yeah.
Really
just picked up 2
showing
kills and walked
how good
out.
he plays on Lucian.
Yeah, so that is going to be it for us for Diamond Capped. Tune in tomorrow. We saw Gold Cap before this. We'll see Plat Capped after this tomorrow evening. So hope you guys enjoyed, and hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, you guys.